I don't. Those times I would
Except for
play
when you gotta get out
fucking.
and play D&D.
Yeah, that's.
The old night and morning. But no, not anymore. Also, the amount of prep that took is astounding.
I remember for a decent while in my life, I was at school, but I came back twice a month to play my bi-weekly campaign, but also visit my family. It was like a 5-hour commute to go across the ferry to get back home. So I would like go to school through the whole week, come back on the Friday, and then we'd play from like 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. on that. And then I would go and then spend the day with my family, and somehow I managed to do that and be just fine. Now I just like shiver at the thought.
I don't think you caught that last bit because you turned robot there.
Oh, yeah, just now, no, absolutely not.
I mean, Age of Darkness started here online. We would start the sessions at 9 evening, and then play until Grimmeth had to go to bed, which was usually 7 morning or something like that.
I remember.
I just not sleep, and then go do things in the day. I could do that back then. I had superpowers. Buy like a 2 liters of soda, and
sometimes I would leave an offering, open the doors and I would stick food in and leave. I was like, seems important.
There's few things better than in an early morning like that after a 12-hour D&D session, and someone comes gives you a fresh burger. It's like,
Yeah.
yes,
That's true love right there.
then you
think
sleep.
you will.
That was something I don't know how. I mean, now when I think about prepping for a 12-hour session, how do I see so far into the future? I guess I'll have to prep for every eventuality during those 12 hours, but a lot of shit can happen. That's like 3 sessions in one. Oh my god.
I mean, the main lesson I've learned over Jesus Christ, at this point, my many years of DMing, I've never realized how long I've been doing this.
A veteran.
That's frightening. Anyways, the main lesson I've learned is that the session I feel best about and hopefully have the feeling that my players enjoy the most are usually the sessions I planned the least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, I've prepped things, but it's usually the sessions where things just happen and I have to improvise a lot that I feel really good about later.
But I think, to your point, Sheep, that's also the sessions where things don't go as expected.
That's true, yeah.
Because the dice tell a different story. And that's fun for the players because it's always... you can't really engineer it, right? It's fun to be thrown a curveball and suddenly have something completely different than you thought would happen. It's like a natural built-in twist. Oh, we passed some unlikely check, and now we made the evil king turn good,
right?
And threw everything on its head. The DM had prepared like a prison break scene after he got captured by the royal guard, maybe, or something like that. And now all that goes in the bin, but everyone's having a great time because it suddenly feels lively and what word am I looking for? Like unprepared for, I guess, unexpected, and it's uncharted territory, right? It's something no one thought would happen, and so no one has expectations, and that means everything is new and fresh, and yeah.
The other lesson I've learned, however, is that you can never plan a prison break because PCs will fight to the death before getting captured.
Well, to some degree, depends.
They will
on
tear down the city and
the level 1.
The institutions of law themselves before.
If you want a prison break, you have to start your campaign with it, like old school.
Yeah,
exactly. You mean prison?
You're
like, oh hey,
level 1.
Yeah, what are you in for?
I think it depends on the system. If I'm a fantasy-style Avenger and the president says, "I'm gonna put you in jail," I might be like, "Nah, That's not happening. I'm gonna fly
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, it's
Screw you.
Interesting.
What are you gonna do? But if you're playing a more grounded system or something, if you have overwhelming odds, you might very well be like, I'm just gonna go along with this. You know. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Problem with prison breaks is usually the stakes are really high. If you get captured, then you can't stop whatever bad thing you're trying to do.
But also
you can't
narratively,
stop
like
whatever bad
pacing
thing you're
is-
trying to do.
Mhm.
If you get, it's true.
Yeah, there are things like that. Steal a player's magical stuff, and they will hunt you to the end of the earth. Right? It's another common thing. Don't do it because it's not that fun for the player, and they will
Yeah.
sacrifice a lot just to make it fun again by getting back their stuff. Damn it!
yeah, yeah, I can. It's even. It doesn't. You even if you got that item like the session before, you'd be like, no, that's mine.
Put it on the character sheet. Now it's
Yeah,
sacred.
I often read a section of Reddit where it's like DM horror stories of either really, problematic players or really
Oh, no.
problematic DMs. I remember reading one where a player was really excited about playing like a ranger with an animal companion and spent a lot of work like making that animal companion really
No.
cool. And you could imagine what happened
Oh.
because the DM saw another NPC that a player cared about that would be really cool to get some emotional investment if something happened to it, right? No. Like I would never.
If it's on your character sheet, I'm not gonna mess with it. If it's like, you know, unless the player literally like decides that that's what's gonna happen. If someone has a spell or a power or something, I'm not gonna be like, and now the monster eats your spell and goes to hell.
Yeah, who
Takes it
would
away, you can
ever
never
do
use it again.
what system
What
would
system would
introduce
ever allow
monsters that do
things that can allow the DM to take an
Yeah, the
eraser
one that
and just
we all
like go
rave
to
about.
town with the character sheet?
Yeah, it's as unthinkable as enemies that react to what the players say out of game. Like, how does that make sense?
No, no one would
Everyone,
do that.
check
That's
the last
crazy.
number on your phone that you called. That is the amount of hit points that the enemy has now.
Oh,
Um,
oh
yeah,
God, I
it's like
use
if the
microphones.
DM looks at you and gives you a cursed item, and it's like, oh yeah, you permanently switch your highest and lowest ability scores. Done, no reverse. And you're like, well, screw me, I guess.
But you
That
don't show
sounds
up.
utterly unfun.
Yeah,
Because you
I'm a
lose agency over your character. I think it's very
well,
important to consider that the players have as much power over their own character as the DM has over the NPCs, right?
yeah.
You don't get to just take that away. There's this idea that the DM is an omnipotent god, but we're all authors, and we're all doing this together as a conversation.
I think there's an argument to be made that sometimes restricting agency for the purpose of putting the PCs in an interesting situation that they wouldn't stumble into naturally is fine because the end result is supposed to be a fun situation to explore, right?
Sure, but you can be honest about that.
Like
Yeah.
Alaric going into horrific debt in our Song of Ice and Fire campaign.
Yeah, that happened.
I had no idea, and everyone was like, "What have you done out of me?" And I'm like, "I did nothing." No one believed
And
me the entire campaign.
that escalated. All right, speaking of escalating, who wants to do the recap?
I can try. Oh,
Go for it.
Malachi, I'm echoing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, last time we sort of caught up with our bunch of heroes again. Time is passing. Um, I want to say not completely linear, but yeah, we sort of got small clips of what people are up to. After the big battle, the heroes first traveled to Sidon's tower. You know, picked up our loot, beat the resistance there, took back some statues, and then uh, we were faced with the problem of Estor, Archinlander, or whatever his name is, having possessed one of the sailors, and that sucked. Somehow, Darius talked him from it. They had a talk, he was like, "Oh, yo, I want to still talk to my old dragon," and Darius was like, "That was Kira, and she doesn't want to talk to you, man." And he left, and yeah, that went incredibly well and unexpected. Darius
Yeah,
and
that's the understatement of the year.
that was crazy. And Ariad left to go deliver Edora's body to crazy wood people, and had a big discussion and told them that, hey, Lutheria pretty much sucked, and y'all's view upon her as some kind of holy deity of death and the cycle of death doesn't hold up, man, and it's not cool. After which they split times. They split again. Um, Artemisia is building her tower of the Dragonlords close to the original inn where the heroes, well, some of them, most of them, met the first time. And yeah, staying in contact as we all are, and making sure that yeah, we're keeping tabs on stuff. Demos uh, tried to talk other people into maybe becoming, the leader of Mitros. Maybe Valus could still do it. He talked with his father. And yeah, Demos is the leader of Mitros now, and it surprised no one. And there's not really a lot of opposition because he's a legendary hero. And what are they gonna do? Um, it was in Mitros that suddenly one day Darius was on his way and saw a weird, fast, giant something serpent-like shoot up from the river and go into the library. Upon investigation, uh, found out that yeah, it has smashed the whole thing. We wanted to look into, hey, legendary monsters. That seems like a bad idea. What is that about that? And apparently, the monster had the foresight to destroy all tomes about itself. The heroes tried to chase it, but it was too fast, and now they have set up on their arguably a bit small dragons, but it's all right. It'll happen to travel and to seek out one of those locations we have not been at before, to see if we can find this legendary monster and deal with it. Because if it can just come in here, smash stuff, and leave again so fast, it seems like it could create a lot of havoc, and that doesn't seem like the time. And that is what I can remember.
Yeah, I think that was good. Sarah had a question that I didn't respond to because I, as usual, read it and was like, I'm gonna think about how to respond to that, and then didn't. Basically, I've already just inherently assumed that you're using the hub for travel. Like that is why the dragons need the same time to travel around as the ultras. That extra day you save is already included.
Okay, gotcha.
The hub, or at least some sort of weather control magic, is also mandatory to travel in the Forgotten Sea. The winds otherwise would be severe trouble. But since you have it, I basically just acknowledge that you do, and that's about it.
Copy that. I don't remember where I sent it, but I forgot to say it at the time because we were in a scene and I didn't want to interrupt, and then we moved on and I forgot. So I don't know if you'll allow any retconning, but for Aegis's task, I was hoping to station him at the Tower of Praxis because I think that the telescope and the world map would be really helpful for what he's trying to do.
That would be possible. The issue is just that it's incredibly difficult to get to currently. You can bring him there,
but
sure.
we went there last session, right?
Yeah, you can bring him there, but
yeah.
it's I suppose it's a logistic challenge because he also needs supplies and communication and all that thing. I guess it's possible.
I mean, if you want me to spend some resources to make it happen, I'll make it happen. I think that's important. We can talk about that separately.
Treat him like a lighthouse keeper.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, he's.
I do
he's
remember
Australian,
asking
right?
specifically if he was on the boat. Yeah. He'll be
Can-
fine.
Rub up a barbecue, you know,
Yeah.
and a fishing net, and he's good. Really.
It is worth noting though that
Yeast product.
yeast, yeah. It is
Or
worth noting
Vegemite.
though that Aegis's method of trying to find the crash site is not necessarily like physically looking around. It's more like analyzing like how the hell the Forgotten Sea actually works. And what actually helps him in that case would be the resources of the Metrosian library much more than, you know, a telescope that can look to places that you've already been to.
Fair enough. I guess when he has a theory, then he can reach out, and I guess that would be a good way to confirm it. But yeah, all right, then whatever he needs.
Yeah, it's not like he's not making progress. He is. It's just that not much time has passed.
Excellent. Understood.
Okay. And so why are there two Mitros maps? Huh. Well, that's weird. Can you see both of them?
See this one?
I only see one.
Okay.
And I see a world map.
And then I see the place where we fought Kingdom. That is all.
Okay, I'm not going to question it. Anyways, we ended last session with you having left Mitros to fly towards Hexia's old lair. Her island, I believe, was your destination.
Yeah, it was like that or the Trickster.
I think we were going
we
to
went on the
Hexia
Trickster,
Island
but-
first, because we knew that was the place. But
Cool.
All right. Her island is part of the Forgotten Sea. You have the weather control magic, which makes it less difficult, but it is perhaps a scary day of travel nonetheless. It's 2 days over the Cerulean Gulf, then a day through the Forgotten Sea. The storms are quite something. I've mentioned that before. It's not as bad during flight, surprisingly enough. But it's, you know, if you were not on Dragonback, but traveling in a boat, this would be an actual thing where you have to do things. But on Dragonback, this is how the Dragonlords got to Phylea in the first place. It's a method that works, although it is exhausting. You and the dragons will arrive on the island without any significant interruptions. However, the dragons will each have 2 levels of exhaustion, and you will not have been able to do a long rest during the travel, which of course doesn't really matter because you had those in Mitros basically and didn't spend any resources. But it is then that I will make the map visible for you so you can see the world map. Or the island map, I suppose.
Darius would cast Sending to Hexia's administrative elf lady. I forget her name. Basically to warn her, like, hey, if you see 4 dragons coming towards the island, it's us. We've got dragon allies. You know, just prepare them for that, like, triggering sight for them, I'm sure. Like, please don't shoot us down.
Yeah, her name was Shara.
Shara.
Cool name. I'll still hate her if she tries to shoot at my dragon. I remember those
He
archers.
seemed reasonable.
I
He seemed
remember those
reasonable.
archers.
Yeah. But you can't blame them, if they didn't have a warning ahead of time, if they see 4 dragons
No.
coming. Like, oh god. No, not again.
The response that Seraph gets back from the sending, after a moment of surprise, I suppose, would be one of, I'm in no position to make your arrival any more friendly.
That sounds not good.
Has to be so freaking subtle about it. Okay. Neat. I could ask another question the next day, or we could just go find out. Let's do that.
All right, you can then copy your tokens, put them on the island map here that I've revealed.
And exhaustion.
That's half speed and disadvantage on skill checks.
Ability checks. Ability checks.
Ability checks. Ability checks.
Which is a confusing term.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, skill checks are ability checks.
Sure.
So is initiative.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm stuck on 4 of 49.
Yeah,
Open
there's
up the-
quite a lot of stuff on this map. It might take a bit.
If you open up the
Mhm.
transfer window, you can see if it's still downloading or not.
Oh yes, of course. I always forget we can do that. Thank you, IT. And holding the dummy. I appreciate it. Nope, that's connections. Yeah, things are moving along, just slowly.
All right, the island itself, I think you vaguely remember. It's populated by a dense jungle in most places, although the like mountaintop lake and cave structure that Hexia's lair was in, sort of towering above the entire island. Flying above, it's too dense vegetation for you to really make out anything significant. You don't see any activity on the mountain, and you certainly don't see a large green dragon coming to meet you, because she's dead.
Dead forever.
Yeah, how does Xerxia feel about going back here?
Xerxia has been rather quiet, perhaps uncharacteristically so. Although as you're sort of circling above the island, she does crane her head around to talk to Demos, and she says, "Our agreement still stands, doesn't it? This island is mine. That was my... that was one of the 2 things I asked for when I initially agreed to come help."
Nods and says, as long as you don't begin killing all the elves that live here, yeah, I mean, sure.
I wouldn't do that anymore.
I know.
Quite frankly, I don't know what I would do with this island. Perhaps once you die through some unfair means, this would be the island I come back to become jaded and angry at the world before I make a plan for revenge.
Nods. You know what? That's fine. He figures whatever is going to kill him, unfortunately, deserves to get revenged. You know.
I mean, that's kind of sweet, you know. Like,
Yeah.
aw.
So, you know, do you know anything about what lies under this place?
All I know, I've already told you. It is a place that even Hexia avoided to the point of being afraid of going there. It was rarely an issue. It is underwater after all, and she considered her domain to be the surface of the island.
I suppose we're going to go down there. See if our book thief will be found. And I guess then we'll find out what we do once we do find it. Or whatever is down there.
I would just like to once again stress the fact that Hexia, one of the strongest creatures, well, top 10 for sure, living on Phylea, was afraid.
Means that we're in top 9 at least.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
Let's hope it's the 9th. We'll take a look. There isn't there isn't much an urge to wait here. It's not going to get better by itself, you know.
Like 3 others that were also on that list that have also been taken out by us, and they were higher. So, you know.
I don't know if we can take credit for it. We had a lot of help with Kentumaine. I feel like.
Yeah.
Aside
like-
from Lotharia,
But
I mean,
Sidon and Letheria
Yes,
were
I don't know if
pretty
there
well
is, you're
soloed.
right.
but that was fair. That was mostly us, you know.
Well, Lutheria, we had a lot of help with the madness weapons.
We had like
Sidon.
10 more hit points than we fought those guys now. So.
That's true. Practically, you know, invincible.
It's so much stronger.
This level up was actually really good for me. Darius is noticeably more powerful.
I got another use of a power I have never really used, so
Yee!
Yo.
it was basically nothing. But let's go.
Yeah, whereabouts do you want to land? I don't mean an exact location, but like on the mountain, in the jungle, closer to the actual destination.
Well, we want to land in a place that's non-contentious. So where on this island would this like tunnel going under the island be?
That's easy to point out. It's right here.
Oh. Well, I guess we can land on this little thing then.
The little island.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be elf-free. Really, Demon's just, I mean, I'm not about to do, like, first contact. They were really scared last time. I don't want to bother them. It's only, like, been a month or so.
It's been a couple months, I think, at this
Well,
point.
oh, yeah, he's king now. That's true. Yeah, they've had a bit more time. But still, I'd like to talk to them at some point, but not now. It's not why we're here. So let's just go there. And let the dragons rest a bit while we go under, right? Because they're so tired.
Oh God.
No?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they can look after themselves.
Oh yeah, it's just so that I mean, you know, the super dark monster down there
Mhm.
could be bad. Demon's already threw himself in front of a death beam for Xerxia once.
Oh God. Matt
He
told
wouldn't want to have to do it again. I don't think they've actually talked about that. Now I think about it. I don't think they would. You know, she knows he
No.
did it. He knows he did it. They don't. You know.
There's no reason, you know. It's just.
They're children of Pythor. Of course, they're not talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
Talking
right.
about
They're not emotionally mature enough to talk about
Like,
that.
what
Probably feels
happened
a bit
after the fight
awkward.
was like,
It's like,
yeah,
oh
you're
yeah,
right. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Demos thought he was gonna die instead of Xerxia and threw himself in front anyway, and they know it, and then he didn't die, and it was like, okay, yeah. What is this thing, by the way? I never noticed this thing.
That appears to be another, well, island of a sort, although it's mostly just a constellation of craggy rocks. There's a bit of a steam vent, very faint, but there's certainly some what's the word, geothermal things going on. It's odd for sure, but not that odd.
Yes, Search, that has that always been there?
She basically does the draconic equivalent of a shrug and says, yes.
I just thought he would have remembered it. It looks so out of place. All right. On our way to the island, could we do like a slight flyover just to check it out a bit further?
Sure, you can give me a perception check.
It looks plenty weird for me to be interested enough to try.
Xerxia will mention that it is a great source for very tasty crabs if you're into that sort of thing.
Demas is into a lot of things.
Flying over it, you do. Demos does notice one thing. Well, mostly one thing. The structure appears to have a lot of natural caves, and it appears as if someone lives there. They are like wooden structures, perhaps like a little structure where currently some clothes are drying or something along those lines. Definitely like signs of civilized life going on there. Although not really a town, or like estimate like a person or something. Maybe a couple.
Okay. Well, let's. I mean, you might look at the others. I'm just going to check that out. I mean, maybe they know something about what's down here. Maybe they've seen a giant octopus swim by recently. Yeah, let's just veer off and fly down there.
Yeah, Xerxia does frown at that a bit. That is not something she remembers.
Maybe it's one of those pirates.
Although it's worth noting that her knowledge about the island is about 400 years or so outdated.
It could be a relatively young elf having known that. Could be a new island of the exiles. It looks a little hot bent thing.
Yeah, landing is a bit difficult. There aren't any like open spaces really. It's well, as you see on the picture, a collection of craggy rocks that seem to have fused almost into each other, as if some heat or whatever natural process has just fused them into a weird mountainous structure. And it appears they are pocketed by various almost chimneys coming from somewhere far down beneath the water where, well, warmth and heat are streaming upwards. You land in one of the almost beach-like areas, although it's of course all just solid rock, really. It's a bit of a cave, although you can basically see it's in it entirely. It's not a large structure. There definitely are signs of someone living there. There's like a simple wooden structure over one of the crevices that seems to serve as a bed, rudimentary table, and a bunch of weird things just hanging from hooks, like little glass jars and all manner of things, mismatched, seemingly as if there wasn't much choice. Likely scavenged from shipwrecks and such. You could give me another perception check here, as you can see more and look around a bit more. Demos notices that there's a bit of a cooking stove dug into like the rock that seems to currently be brewing some tea. There's definitely someone who has been here minutes ago, and as far as he's concerned, is probably likely to return very soon.
Okay. Demas will do the polite thing and yell out like, "Hello? Is anyone here?" And if Ariad here, he'll sort of look to Ariad to see, like, Ariad.
Ariad is
like,
is frowning. Like, this is weird. This is...
You know a lot of nomads, or I suppose like hermits and stuff.
No. Mostly the point of them moving out in the middle of nowhere is so that they aren't known.
This is a very remarkable place. I mean, maybe they know something.
Yes. I'm sure it could hurt. As he like looks down to like the weird chimney. Like, I wonder if this is more so a natural phenomenon or something that is half created. It's a bit strange, is it not?
So, I suppose.
It's probably Aravander looking around as he does, who comments. These structures also do not seem recent. You were saying that Hexia did not allow anyone to have permanent settlements anywhere, yet this must have been here for years, and it is not very well hidden at all.
Maybe it doesn't count as being the same island.
Xerxia lets out a bit of a grunt at that as she says, "My mother was not a stickler for rules."
Does
Well, I
anyone
guess that
answer
answers
when?
the other question too. Oh, what was that?
Does anyone answer when Deimos calls out hello?
Yes, actually. After a few moments, you hear some shuffling around one of the corners. It's a fairly difficult to navigate structure. There's a lot of hidey holes. Although the disheveled-looking elf that looks around the corner does not appear to have been trying to hide from you. She's got a bit of a fishing rod in one hand, and a bit of like seaweed that she apparently collected in the other. She was just out and about doing things. Her token doesn't really do her justice. I haven't found a good one. She's not as pristine as she looks on the token. Her hair is a bit disheveled, although clear care has been taken to at least look presentable in general. And you can also see that her eyes, you don't really see pupils, just like a white mask. She's most definitely blind. She turns around the corner, sort of shuffling along. She says, "Oh, visitors, I don't often get any, and dragons at that. And non-elves, I suppose, it's also noticeable. What is going on here?"
I am King Deimos of Mitros, legendary hero of prophecy. I am here with Ariad, legendary hero of prophecy, Artemisia, legendary hero of prophecy, and Darius, legendary hero of prophecy. We're also the new order of the Dragonlords, and with us are the dragons of Xerxia, Aravandar. I don't have the token for the red one. Dareth Axel. And he looks at Arkin. And one more. He doesn't really remember in the moment. He's only spoken to Arkin like once. And he did beat up Xerxia, which is like, you know what?
He's got to earn his place.
Yeah, and then he just stands like watching her, expecting a reaction, obviously.
She nods and says, "Oh yes, I've heard about you. You defeated Kentime."
You have? I apologize, but it does seem like a very well traveled place.
Oh, I don't get told things, but I do hear things.
Well, I'm glad you've heard of us. I think, I mean, he just nods, accepts it. He's like, yeah, of course she's heard of us. We are quite famous. Well,
Does
we
she
didn't
look like
mean...
she's from the Old Country sheep?
She does have the same sort of language that the other elves have, which is ever so slightly different. So it does suggest that she has the same origin, yes.
Okay. Sorry, continue, Malachi. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
He'll look to Ariad, figuring that, this is sort of a little wild elf woman, and probably Ariad knows a lot about them. As he'll say, so you hear things. Have you heard about a giant octopus monster invading my library and stealing or smashing all my books on giant monsters?
Give me an insight check.
Sure.
I'll participate in that. I think.
Too insightful. Oh, well, you guys love me today, though.
Oh wow! Look at that. Damn. Weird. Or this is a weird token.
At least Demos notices that she almost seems insulted. Not because Demos insulted her, but because Demos spoke badly about something she cares about.
Okay.
In some strange way, at least. As she pauses and says, "Oh, I don't think I can help you with that."
Is that
That's-
true?
Because I don't know. I'm good with people, and you seem like a sort of person who would know about this sort of thing.
Even if I knew about it, it would not want you to know. Clearly, that was its goal and its purpose.
I mean, it could have come talk to me, but it didn't. Just sort of attacked. As a legendary hero, it seems very worrying to me that it would want to destroy all my ability to stop terrible things from happening.
She sort of shrugs and then basically marches like into her home to take care of the tea currently brewing. As she continues speaking, it does not see you as relevant to anything. It is simply careful.
What does it want?
What do any of us want?
So I think it already has anything that anyone would ever want.
Quite frankly, I couldn't tell you what it wants. It's not us, is it? It's not from here.
How do you know so much about it?
I suppose it's a side effect. When one looks for something to protect oneself from something else, then one gets to know said thing.
Yes, and one is the Kraken.
Just many names. None fits.
It stole one of the colossi of Mitros.
She sort of shrugs.
Will I find that under the island here?
As a correction, it wasn't stolen, it was destroyed.
Oh, okay.
She says, I couldn't tell you what you find below here. I could, however. Well, that's not true. I can tell you one thing that you will find. Death.
And we fought Kintame.
Sure.
Is whatever's below here worse?
It would not have wanted to face Kentimane, hence why it hasn't. Too risky, I presume. It has time, it has smarts. It's careful.
Well, it acted in this way, and I simply cannot let that stand. I mean, why would it act to destroy books if it doesn't fear whatever is in them?
It does not fear. It does not know what fear is.
You,
Frowns at this woman.
you
He's
say it's patient, careful, but What is it that it's working towards?
Its goals, obviously, or that of its master, if it still serves it. I am unclear on those things. They are not relevant to me.
And you have its protection.
Somewhat. I think it finds me amusing enough to keep around. It values perspective sometimes.
And what do you value?
I value safety and quiet.
I suppose Hexia let you live here since you were under its protection.
I don't believe that Hexia knew why she was afraid of me. Instinct, perhaps. There was never any spoken words between myself and the Green Dragon. But we knew our relationship, so lack thereof. Call it survival instincts.
I think this like makes my Ariette pause and like consider her, right? Because either she's a lot deeper with this monster than she's letting on, or she's incredibly powerful. Like there's like
Either way, she also let the rest of the elves suffer this entire time while she just hung out in the island next door. So Darius visibly does not look happy with her. Hence why he's not engaging in the conversation.
It's worth noting that for Darius knows what Darifaxel is like. And right now, Darifaxel is different.
Oh, sorry. You kind of went robot there for me. Could you repeat that, please?
Sorry.
That's not your fault.
Darifaxel seems borderline paranoid, looking around, almost freezing. Darius knows that this is basically how she is when she feels danger. But it does not appear that Darifaxel thinks that it is this woman, nor does Darifaxel know where it's from.
I'll cast message because we can speak telepathically then. Like, do you feel it close?
The message comes back as, no, it is not close. I don't know what it is. An eye watching, a powerful gaze. If it spots me, I don't know. It is not looking at me yet, but it might. I don't know what it means. It is not here, not in this place, but close. We should leave.
That's not the only one. You haven't seen this yet, but I can do something similar. We can stay far away and take a look. I give her like a reassuring squeeze with my hand on like her shoulder.
The other dragons don't appear to share the same feelings. Xerxia feels somewhat amused. Just perhaps a bit hesitantly amused.
I guess since I'm not paying attention to the conversation, oh no, casting a spell would be obvious. I'll wait.
He was like, so who are you? How do you know all this? And what is this weird mountain? I really don't understand.
You can call me Van. I've been living here for quite some time. Dozens of years, hundreds of years. What does it matter, the grand scale of things? This place is convenient, mostly. It is close. It is warm. It is distant from the others, but not too distant enough that I can't occasionally swim to shore to pick flowers and fruits.
You just live here? I mean, what do you do all day?
Live, think, sleep.
Well, what's the purpose?
Point is purpose. We live in a universe larger than any of us, with players that even dwarf legendary chosen heroes, so you might as well be ants in the grand scale that is the universe.
He just looks at him blankly. He bless his heart, doesn't know what to make of that. Just, so you do nothing.
I do everything I want to do. You, as grand as you are, might be ants, but I'm just a grain of a grain of sand, happy to just lie here in the sun sometimes.
But Xerxia, Hextia didn't like structures being built anywhere. How did you get away with it?
Hexion knew better than to attempt to mess with something that belongs to it.
Just looks at her. It cares about you.
A manner of speaking, I suppose. This is not its home, if you were looking for that. No, that is much, much deeper. This is one of many places that belongs to it. A home away from home, a retreat, perhaps?
Is the home in the Nether Sea, then?
No, no. It would not go there. Not again.
Oh, it was imprisoned there.
She shrugs.
Mhm.
Is it some sort of titan?
Oh, please, no.
Okay.
You seem like you have communicated with it, yes?
In a manner of speaking.
What manner?
I
Would
think-
I understand it?
If it wanted to talk to you, you would understand every word as clearly as your own thoughts. Most definitely. I've simply perceived its wake, in a manner of speaking. I know what it wants. I don't know how it wants to accomplish those things. I know that it has prepared for, well, a timescale where numbers and years and centuries don't matter anymore. I know it is older than even the land itself. I know that it is getting close to do something, perhaps. But what does close even mean for a creature such as it?
So,
Hopefully,
you said you know what it wants.
It wants what we all want. Everything. Do you not want everything you want? That would be strange.
It just seems like a coincidence that it would act immediately after we defeat Kentamane.
Hardly a coincidence. Nothing it does is a coincidence. I wasn't there, of course, when you fought Kentimane, but I find it unlikely that you truly saw what Kentimane could do. Its love for the land made it weak.
He was beginning to not like this woman.
So, if we wish to speak with the Kraken, or whatever it wants to be called,
Your wants do not matter to it. If it wanted to speak to you, it would.
What if we just go to where it is?
You could. I don't know what would happen.
Is it below here?
I couldn't tell you. It's here, there, everywhere it wants to be. The water is its home. You fly quickly, I'm sure, but it is quicker.
Your size. That means it's hard to catch it if it runs away.
Yes, I think we should be on our way. She seems to be just another Chandras, and we are rudely interfering when she clearly wants to live her life alone. I think we should respect that.
It's not
Thank you for
scared.
entertaining.
It's
Like
Don't know
old.
that we should. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll give like a respectful, like, we'll be on our way greeting in old Elven. And see if she recognizes it and be on her way.
I think she would. She's definitely quite old and of the same origin. Darius is sure at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's definitely not. I guess she has true sight or some other way of seeing or perceiving.
So,
Perhaps we should go check in on our friends on the mainland? Question mark.
So Darius says that she's just another Chandras. For a moment, Demas thinks he means like we should stab her in the back and kill her
Yeah.
in the most dishonorable fashion.
That was the backwards implication, but not yet.
Yeah.
We met Chandras a few times before that happened.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I guess I'll cast Locate Object on the way out.
She has the book.
I gotta try everything. I gotta try everywhere. I have no leads. I'm not joking.
Well, I mean, so a favor, maybe. If I go down there below this island and I somehow end up dying or something, could you tell people in Mitros that he just thinks for a moment? I want Bullbuck to be regent while I'm gone. And that even if I die, I will probably be back. I mean, we defeated death after all.
Who are you talking to?
This lady.
Oh, she looks at Demos and then says, "Do you think I get to Mitros often?"
Just send a message or something, right? Like Darius. Just sort of wiggles his hand.
I'm sure that one of two things will happen if you go down there. You will die, and all your companions will too, in which case, why does it matter what anyone thinks about you? Because you will be gone in nothingness. Or you will die, and some of your companions survive, in which case they can deliver your message.
So either way, I die, but some of them survive.
She shrugs. You seem like the kind of person that it would want dead.
Harriet frowns. Now she doesn't like this.
Sounds like a jerk.
It depends on how useful you are. If it thinks your existence has a purpose, you may live.
Yeah.
Or rather,
I feel like we
if
should have
your
read up on it, but
existence...
it destroyed all the books, so yeah. Someone captured it at some point, though. Put it in a big box.
It has not forgotten.
If someone could do it once, it could be done again.
I think you were leaving.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that.
And he will. And he's mad now because she says that he would die first. What You know, that Demas does not appreciate that implication. He is king of Mitros, legendary hero, slayer of Kentamane. He stood and champion of Mitros the god too. And, he has a lot of titles, and he doesn't like that this lady is just like telling him that he has no chance. It should probably scare him more than it does, because he's all caught up in his ego. Now we can go to the little island. You'll see, she swims this whole way. She probably has a boat she didn't want to tell us about. Just flexing.
It sounds silly, but yeah, as we're about to go, I will cast Locate Object again.
Tell you it's not here.
I know. I just need to I need to X things off the map.
Give me an intelligence check on Darius.
I can't think of anywhere else that, because we checked the island, we checked the intelligence check. I can actually be quite good at those because of Jack of all trades.
He'll probably destroy self-destruction.
Yeah, he killed it himself. Oh, my thing is broken.
That's what I would do if I was an evil wizard.
Burned it out of spite.
Yeah, no one gets to steal my shit.
Oh, let's see.
A wizard destroying their own book, though? That seems.
Well, if you're gonna die anyway.
Oh, sorry. I was about to do insight, but no, you just wanted intelligence.
Intelligence.
Okay, that would be d20 plus 6. Just roll it raw. 20.
Pretty good. I'll assume that Darius is, detectively minded.
Mm-hmm.
Chandras mentioned that he was the source of the demons on the island of the exiles, which means he must have used magic to summon them. You never checked that island.
We never checked the island of the exiles? I thought we did.
No. Not with magic, anyways. You looked around, but that was about it.
All right, so I need to go back there. Okay, thank you. Thank you for throwing me about.
I was expecting you to reach level 20 and then getting
know.
it, and it was like locate object.
Well, now I have like 3 or 4 different. I now have 3 or 4 different divination metal detectors.
Yeah.
So it would be trivial at this point. I just need to go back there now.
Gonna say we'll leave this weird lady who's definitely more connected to the Kraken than she is on.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it just finds me amusing. Yeah, whatever, lady.
Yeah, you must well begin to, stretch. Always important to stretch before you dive into the abyss.
I will give Demos 8 temporary hit points as I do.
Yeah. Not that he needs them. He's definitely not going first.
Yeah, he might. It seems like he needs to prove himself right now. So.
All right, everyone, let's get ready to swim.
I don't like swimming.
You all hold your breath. Well, yeah.
Demos, I don't like swimming.
Oh.
Perhaps we should check in on Shara and the rest of them before we make the trek.
Who?
The elves that Hexia kept hostage.
Yeah, I remember he was left him a little message at Hexia's corpse.
Yes.
Hopefully they're friendly. More friendly.
When we were here last time, I did wonder if perhaps I had a descendant here, but it was definitely not the time to begin searching. I can't deny. I'm curious to talk to them.
I suppose Father did.
I can't deny I'm curious to look, but
it's all right. I mean, go ahead. I suppose gives Cirxia a chance to rest.
Darius is stalling so that he can cast clairvoyance and send a sensor down the bay before Demos rushes down there.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't lie. Those are things that I would like to do, but I'm suggesting we do it first so that I can get in ahead of him and give Dareth Axel some answers. Where's my spell?
Looking at clairvoyance, you can target a place you're familiar with, have seen before, but the sensor itself remains in place. It's not something you can send ahead.
Okay.
I think there's another one which is Arcane Eye, which can do that.
Okay,
but that's very short range.
You're right. 1 mile within a place familiar to you. I guess it depends on your interpretation of familiar to you. But if I'm in a spot and I say 1 mile down,
no, right? You wouldn't be familiar with 1 mile down.
Right. I see. Okay. How about this then? I will cast Find Familiar and turn Juniper into a little octopus. And then send Juniper down and look through Juniper's eyes.
That is something you can do.
Okay. 10 gold gone. Yeah, I'll do that at some point while we're flying by there or checking in on people. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing, but basically he's just trying to stall so he can look ahead before Deimos rushes down there.
Deimos is gonna lay on the beach. Just splat into the sand. It's nice. We've been sitting on the dragon back for days.
Yeah.
Nice to lay down.
Deimos, I'm sure that now that they've had a chance to process everything and learn that Hexia truly is dead, they'd love to hear the story of how you slayed her.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll be happy when they hear the search is ready to take ownership of the island too.
Selector nods. Yes, they should be informed.
That's really go well. I'm excited.
That sounds like a plenty long enough conversation to send an octopus underwater.
All right, here's what your octopus can see. The bay itself is reasonably unremarkable. It looks, mostly natural, but perfectly in its center is a circular shaft. It's not so much a tunnel, it is really a perfectly, accurately circular shaft that doesn't seem to be made out of any artificial material. It is the sand, the rock, everything that the bay is made out of, except a perfectly, almost geometrically perfectly, just hole, really, that goes down straight. The edge of which looks sharp enough to cut yourself with, even though it's just, the sand and stuff of the bay. No plants seem to dare grow in a way that blocks the shaft in any way whatsoever. Looking down, it's just blackness, really. Does your octopus swim down?
Yeah, I think with Darius looking through her eyes, Octoper will look around. So basically, is it like if a James Bond laser beam came and just made like a shaft and it's like perfectly smooth?
Pretty much. It's about 50 feet across, perhaps. Not that large, but it's perfectly cylindrical.
Dang. That is cool. Yeah, I know that she's gonna die, and I'll probably get a madness or something from looking at it. But yes.
Right. Swimming down, the octopus sees two things. One,
and
the walls.
Dark vision.
Yeah, I assumed as much. Otherwise, there would be nothing. First of all, the wall of the shaft appears to be on occasion covered with glyphs, like large glyphs of a language that, the octopus wouldn't know, and Darius probably wouldn't immediately recognize either. What languages do you speak?
Let me pull it up. But I think what he would do is with his like journals or his like playwriting stuff, maybe he's like sketching out what he's looking at through Octoper's eyes. He speaks Common, Elvish, Undercommon, Draconic, and Aquan for some reason.
Okay, all right. It is none of those languages.
Okay. Oh, I think it was maybe because of the connection to Versi.
I'm gonna say, I mean, 500 years. Hopefully, you took the time to
I'd say,
learn
yeah,
another fucking language, man. Like, come
learn
on.
the- yeah, learn your girlfriend's native language. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is none of those languages. It to Darius looking at it also doesn't really look like, graffiti or text. But those glyphs definitely seem to be placed with a purpose that neither Darius or I actually just give me a color check.
Say, it seems like some sort of magic glyph of warding or something. I can never find my skill check. There we go. Arcana 25.
25 is pretty good. Yeah, Darius is sure that these are not necessarily glyphs of warding, but glyphs of alarm. If something goes down there, which shouldn't go down there, they'll probably, make sure that its owner knows. Although it does seem that an octopus does not seem to really trigger them.
Yeah, because otherwise it would go off all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing that Juniper or Octoper finds is a little further down, a bunch of very big sharks.
Ooh.
That do not seem to be, too happy about her existence in general.
I think she'll basically like stay where she is and maybe try to get another quick look, and then basically the second of like a hostile movement by the sharks, I'll use the ability of Find Familiar to like transport the familiar into like another dimension, just to get her out of there. Would I be able to make a quick perception check before they do anything about it?
Sure. Give me another perception check.
That's guidance on myself. I roll with advantage on perception. 24.
Well, she sees the variety of glyphs on the walls. They all seem to have a similar, although slightly different shape, suggesting they're probably different sort of spells.
Yeah.
And she does not see the bottom of the shaft. It goes down deep, very, very deep.
All right. I'll yeah, get Juniper out of there and return to my own eyes. Probably go talk to Ariad in a little bit, but we'll see what other people have been doing while this is
And
going on.
Angel.
Mm-hmm. I just look over to Ariad like, well, get those counter spells ready. It has wards, many varieties, but one I definitely was able to see is alarms, which should absolutely be dispelled if this thing is as powerful as we're being foretold. There's also some sharks down there, so we'd have to take them out before I could scry any further.
do you think that the elders in the woods would know of this creature? If you can't find knowledge anywhere, if this somehow, she like frowns. It's
The Oldwood Druids?
Yes.
Possible. I could ask one of them. Yeah. Sheep. I would assume if Darius and Ariad spent a while there, that probably know the name of one of the leaders there.
You would know a few. They all have their different sort of areas and relations.
Yeah. So one of the probably not the Lutheria ones, but one more. No, because that's more about like death and the cycle of life and whatnot. But like one of the like more historical inclined, I guess, or bestial or monstrosity.
Well,
Like
even
yeah,
if they don't know, maybe they can like, give us a
yeah,
name of someone who might know. Like,
yeah, exactly. And just in 25 words, ask them if they know anything about um the legendary Kraken whatnot. I think I may have just found its lair. Or we think we may have just found its lair.
The response that Darius gets,
I can cast magic.
comes very quickly, and
Mhm.
it says, "Perhaps someone knows. Contacting us this way is disrespectful."
Okay.
They're not too happy about instant invasion of privacy. They're in the middle of meditation, and Darius goes, "Hey, do you know about the Kraken?"
He does it more politely. I'm tired today, sheep. You know how I normally phrase my sendings.
Yeah, it's not about the phrasing. It's about the fact that you're basically forcing a message into someone's head.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah. Next project is to modify sending, so it's like a little like text message
Devon
alert.
read
You've got mail.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be annoying.
because that's not annoying. That won't interrupt you fucking
No, just like
meditation.
a text alert, and you check it when you have a sec.
Well, you turn those off anyway, man. And then you check it once a day at a specific time.
Spam builder right in there. Boom.
I'm a psycho with text alerts off.
Yeah. First, you
Yeah, I
could
think
start a business at this point.
I think when Arya, like when he says that, if he shares that, she'll like tutor them.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, I suppose it is. They wouldn't understand the danger. It's hard to make that known as well. We don't know.
Well, I have no doubt that we could handle a few sharks, and with the advanced warning, me and you should be able to counterspell any glyphs that go off. So I think we can at least make some progress down the shaft, and then I resummon Octoper, and she just lands on my shoulder, little tentacles hanging off, on down my breast. Send her down a little further.
I think she would like in a lower tone to Darius, like, I want to go down there, but well, we can't deal with it now. I'm afraid to provoke it. We cannot travel as fast as it seems. We are not at Mitras right now. We are not at our home. I know that we have to travel out to do this, but
If it's making moves, that suggests that it doesn't like activities that have been happening in the library, and we can't just sit around waiting for it to make a move. What we do have now is something that it cares about, apparently. So if it came to it, we could redirect its attention back here.
yes, you're right. I She looks over to Deimos and Artemisia. She's like, yeah.
You know they're not going to want to leave without some answers. So, and Demos, in his case, may be some sort of proving grounds, workout at least, whatever he wants to call it. I'd rather be there and make sure that we're not setting off alarms while doing so.
We will learn something no matter what. Just hope it's worth it. And well,
I'm
underwater
learning to
navigation is very different.
I'm learning to expand sight with the third eye. If I can get even a glimpse of what its lair is like down there, I could monitor it from afar, which would be very useful information, but I need to see it once. At least through Juniper's eyes.
All right. Well, we'll get you down there.
All right.
I mean, like mentally, it's like, do I know who could possibly recover someone from madness? That is not Valis, because this seems like Darius is the one who gets the madness. I mean, he can't do it.
Darius is already crazy.
Yeah, that's even Valis couldn't cure that. I mean, there are limits. Yeah, I mean, are we talking with elves? Is that next, or are we diving into, the death tunnel of death?
I'll defer that to you guys. I've been monopolizing a lot of time. What would you like to do?
Yeah. We jump into the big hole and sink to the bottom, and then we see what's there.
I mean, do you think we can do that? Like, we can hold our breath while we sink?
Well, we've got one dragon at least that has a swim speed, right?
Which is exhausted.
That's true.
Disadvantage on all the dicks.
If we tie a big rope to Demos, he can do it. He's got a swimming armor.
Oh,
And
I mean, like,
what does the AC mean anyway nowadays?
Arid has dimension door. We have ways of getting out. Yeah. The question is, I don't think I have a way to. I don't have a spell to hold breath or water breathing. I don't have that. So
No, I
we have
don't
to figure
either.
out.
And there's no retraining for me. No studying. I got what I got.
Yeah. We need to go to the island of the exiles on the way back.
Until the 14, this is it.
Yeah, Chandras might have had it. It's possible.
I have skill empowerment,
It's a good feat.
Oh no, it's a spell. I don't have the feat.
Okay. It's more interesting than just sitting here not doing that.
I can hold my breath underwater. I'm not a strong swimmer. Sheep, how is the water in here? Like closer to the
water in the bay here, and from what Juniper has seen, is very, very calm. It would not be difficult to swim.
Okay. Somehow that makes me more worried. It's like, even the water isn't imposing. Well.
No time at the present.
Like, if Demos goes down there, like, Arya's coming with.
I mean, if the elves plead for him not to, sure, but he came here to talk to this thing and tell it to. I mean, we have to defend. Like, if we just go home, what did we get out of it?
Not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dangerous. We live dangerous lives. Didn't expect this to be a safe thing.
Do we as a party can I don't know the rules for water breathing or breathing under is it some round stuff
Holding your breath, I think so.
You can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your con mod.
That's a long
For
time.
me, it's 5 minutes. That's an incredible hold your breath time.
Your legendary chosen heroes.
Yeah. Oh, my con
Snorkeling
mod
is
is
not a
0.
problem for you.
I was gonna say,
It's a problem for Darius.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Look,
Alternatively, Ymoth and I can try and scout down there, and I can try and teleport us back if there's trouble that the two of us can't handle. I just don't. This doesn't seem like a force we should be tempering with without our full strength. She frowns.
it's
Yeah,
actually not a bad idea. If it's just the two of you, you can dimension door, right?
yes, but yeah.
Even
Think
just
they
getting rid of those alarm glyphs and killing the sharks would be enough for us to, put the expedition even further.
Well, you could then put Juniper further down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We don't need to go all the way down there ourselves. We just need to kill those sharks so that Juniper can scout ahead, right?
I know it's a little bit off topic, but it just occurred to me that dragons must be hard to get them to swim or dive, other than the ones with swim speeds, because surely they have some form of extra air in their body for buoyancy. Who knows?
You mean they? Oh,
They
God.
float. They're extra buoyant. Sheep, you've read His Majesty's the Dragon
Yes.
book with Tamaran.
I was literally
That's
just
how I
about to say
imagine
we
it.
could still do stuff because they have high con mods, but all right.
Sorry, I was thinking about the whole argument that bees are not supposed to be able to fly.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is very off topic.
So it just came in my head and I had to share it.
Yeah. I can still
They're
play
like
as
a
Dareth.
pool floaty.
Yeah. I can still play as Dareth Axel. She's got a +5 con mod, so 6 minutes of breathing.
I think we can do something. I mean, a minute. How far can we plummet if you strap a bunch of rocks to you?
Yeah, but I need to be able to get back.
Yeah,
That's
so
30
we need to
seconds
get
down.
up. That's the
Yeah.
concern.
Darius can still do stuff. I can cast touch spells through Juniper, and I can play Dareth Axel. So I won't be out. I'll just I'll just have to hang out near the beach.
Do we want to all try and go, or it's also just sucky if the two of us are doing stuff and
Is it the only way to get there, though?
We can see, yeah.
How else would we get down to the depths?
Is there no way on land?
I think by definition, no.
It's just a big hole here.
This was the one place that Hexia wouldn't go, right? So that to me that says that that's the one place.
I mean, I guess we
it's
could
the only
jump
way in,
down a chimney, but I don't know that that's a better.
Well, I'm just thinking. I mean, so is it just in some waterlogged layer that it's got in there, or does it go to a pocket of air under there, or it could be any form of underwater layer.
Who knows? Let's find out.
And what I mean is, if there's, say, if it is a pocket of air, what's stopping there from being away from land?
Yeah, I don't disagree, but like, where would we start looking, right? Like, we don't know where to go. This is a pretty clear way down, and
I don't know. I just dislike PCs not being involved.
I'm fine with it. It's all good, man.
No, just come down with us, right?
I can't go that far, but if we find a pocket of air, then I'll jump down. It's all good.
All right.
And like I said, I still have plenty of ways to help.
You can come down like 3 minutes at least, don't?
No, I have a 0 con mod. I can go down for 30 seconds and then I need to go back up.
Yeah, I thought it was a.
It's
1
1
minute.
plus con mod, so 1 minute.
Yeah, right. But I need to be able to get back up.
True. Yeah.
I can't just go 1 minute and then start making my way back up. That's how I'll drown.
That's not a cool epic tale to end.
You
All right.
could gamble on there being an air pocket 1 minute down.
No.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna cast Gift of Alacrity on the party.
Sweet.
And I can still cast touch spells through Juniper, so I'll be doing stuff.
All right.
Actually, I have conjure animals as well. I could just have like a fleet of animals in place of myself.
I'm just going to change into his mariner's plate. And then just start walking into the sea.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody add 8 temporary hit points, and then Xerxia can also add 8 temporary hit points.
Just in case she has to come down and save us.
Well, she has a swim speed, right? She can breathe, so
Oh,
there's no
yeah.
reason she shouldn't come down with you.
Oh, but she's
He's
tired.
exhausted.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She she wouldn't want to, I don't think.
Well, fair enough.
I don't know, would you want to go?
I mean, she'd basically state that she's pretty sure she has expressed multiple times that this is a terrible idea. So she has done her due diligence in being the moral compass of this group. So yeah, she would come.
All right, sure. She wants to.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
stupid.
so,
I'll go.
help hold down anyone who has trouble not being buoyant, you know? Even though she's half move speed.
All right, so it's the 3 of you going down.
So,
I don't know.
Everyone,
I don't know how good I'll be at it, but
oh, you're really fast. So you can go down way deep and then rush up if you need to.
I mean, I can be underwater
Some 80
for.
swim speed or something. You know.
I can be underwater for 2.5 minutes before I need to turn around.
Oh. And you, I mean, 6 seconds is a movement round, right? So that's double movement. You go 100 feet in 6 seconds. So
if she has half
that's like you
speed
have
still,
2,000 feet or something.
I can't remember how we've ruled it in the past, but if I cast Conjure Animals, do I get to choose, or is it random?
You do not get to choose. You roll a die, and I give you something. But
Okay.
we have said before, it summons something appropriate for the environment. So if you want something that can swim, yes.
Yes, I'll get a bunch. I'll summon a fleet of fish of 8 CR quarter aquatic creatures to accompany them, and also Juniper will accompany them.
I don't have fish prepared for this.
Don't worry, I'll sort something out. I'll look up 5e tools.
Wait, no, I can do it really quick. Fish with something with a swim speed. I'm sure I can filter for that, right? You know what? You do it. You find something. All right. It is then the 3 of you
Speed.
and a bunch of fish, apparently. You know, maybe Halldamir can take over Xerxia for the fights.
I mean, Darius.
And
Seraph, you mean?
You mean Seraph?
No, Seraph is summoning fish.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but Artemisia is coming down, right?
Oh, Artemisia is
Yeah,
coming with you.
okay.
Sorry. Yes. Okay, then all of you have something to do.
I can do stuff.
No, I just moved the characters. I knew we were going down here, and I didn't move
Okay.
Artemisia, so I'm confused.
I mean, it's not like super choppy, right?
No, it's
clear
very
waters.
calm.
It's calm waters, so yeah, it should be fine. Ultimately,
It's not a matter of being a good swimmer. It's a matter of being an enduring swimmer.
I can swim in 2.5 minutes of my half of my breath holding. I can swim 2,500 feet. Well, no, it's half. Is it half your move speed, or is it just your move speed? What's swim?
I believe it's half.
Yeah, it's half unless you have a swim speed.
Okay,
and then
so
that lets you
it's
do your whole.
1,250 feet in 2.5 minutes. I can swim, so I should be good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you dive, followed by an army of fish that have yet to materialize,
Dun, dun, da, da, da.
and you easily reach the same strange structure that Juniper has communicated to Darius. This, I mean, about 30 feet across, perhaps, perfectly cylindrical hole.
Do I recognize the? Oh, I guess we haven't seen the
Yeah.
porch yet.
And Darius will keep watching through Juniper's eyes, so he'll.
The glyphs
Yeah.
on the walls are not subtle. They are reasonably large, and I don't think any of you recognize which language it is. Although I have to
I
admit,
speak Celestial and Sylvan. Those.
no, none of those.
uh. I suppose she'll try to dispel. Was that what they agreed to, Darius?
I would have shown you what the alarm ones were because I recognized those
Yeah.
and sketched it down. So those are the priority, and then it would have. Yeah, I mean, I guess just be ready to counterspell if a bad one goes off. I don't know what the rest of them do. But
Yeah,
the alarm
you can
one should go.
you can do another counter check, Arid, to figure out what the glyphs are actually about.
I'll
That
say
also
my
function as
counter
like a detect magic.
My counter is not great. Oh, hey, it was great.
19s, unfortunately. Do you have no modifier on that?
No, it's untrained and I'm
Oh.
charisma based.
Yeah,
I
then-
don't get to add my charisma to a counter.
Then you don't have any idea.
19? Oh
No.
man.
It's a language she doesn't know, made in a strange way. Darius recognized them because he got a really high roll on that, but even that it was difficult to interpret what the hell is going on here.
That's fair. I'll try and dispel their alarm, I suppose.
Yeah, in the upper part of this tunnel here, there seem to be 4 different glyphs, each ever so slightly different, although they all seem to follow the same pattern.
Sketched out the one that he thought was the alarm at least, right?
Yep, you can
Yeah.
identify that one.
I just imagine like looking here like, oh god. Like I don't know. Like I can clearly tell that it's powerful magic, but like okay. Yeah, I'll try and dispel that one.
What? Oh, a zombie. God damn it.
Do you want me to roll, sheep?
Yes, it's a dispel magic, right?
I'll cast it at
Actually, any 3rd level or lower automatically ends. These spells are in fact 3rd level, so there's no check required.
oh. Well. I'll do that then. Does it work for one per spell, or is it like?
It's one per spell, yes.
Yes, I will try and dispel them all if I can. Like that seems.
Yeah, the first glyph like lights up slightly as you cast the dispel magic on it, but then disappears and fizzles. And the other three seem to do the same thing.
Right.
We can descend further.
Yeah.
Right.
You-
As you descend further, the like heroic shot of like Demos, Xerxia, like Ariad casting spells around, Artemisia with her hair like floating with the snakes and whatnot, and then a octopus and 8 giant frogs bring up the rear.
What amphibians in salt water?
8 giant frogs. Do you need me to make tokens for that?
Yes, please. And also, I can't get on this map. I don't know why my map tools is crashing. I'm just watching it on Haldamir's stream.
Okay.
Wait, there's another map.
No, I think he means the one we're currently on.
Oh, okay.
All the islands.
I'm on Mitros with other tokens, but as soon as I try to get to the island of the dragon, it crashes for some reason. I don't know why.
Right. Giant frog. Well, that makes controlling them very difficult for you.
It sure does.
All right. Yeah, imagine that this area is cylindrical, but I couldn't get it nice and cylindrical. Actually, that's a lie. I can do that. Let's make it proper.
Yeah, I might if.
Now I get that error too. Is it? I remember once having to close down map tools and then input some memory stuff or something.
I can also maybe just clear up this
It
map a
says
bit.
out of memory
Sure.
error.
Yeah, I have the
Java
same one.
Headspace.
Same error.
Yeah, I thought there was another map, so I reloaded. I'm sorry.
Currently using 1.68 gigabytes of memory.
Yeah, I'm on a different computer than normal, so it could
Yeah.
just be that it just can't handle what my
think-
PC
Yeah,
can.
same.
MapTool's base memory allowance is lower than that, so
Ah.
you make a like a bat file or something, and then you change how much memory it's allowed to use.
I mean, I can.
I'm technologically illiterate, so I'd rather just direct via stream.
You should be able to connect in a moment. I'm just gonna clean this map up a bit. It has a lot of things that we're
Yeah,
not
well.
gonna need again.
Okay, I'm just gonna take this opportunity to go to the bathroom real quick while you're setting up.
I'll do it. Get something to drink.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
Oh, sorry about that.
Welcome back. We're currently taking a short break.
Oh, okay, cool. So apparently
Trying to
monks
get
become
actual to work.
apparently monks become Olympic speed swimmers.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you surprised?
Not really, no. Although it looks like for the
mobility's the thing.
You were like champion of the Olympic Games at level 4, so
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Although swimming is Olympic level, but running is not.
I'm sure that's, throwing shade at some kind of sport. I just can't tell which one.
Well, like the swimming's easily within like world record time, but the running is like half a mile, or you could do just under a mile in 5 minutes as a level 13 monk. That's not a good time.
Yeah,
Not a good time at all.
it's weird. It's so
Right?
compared to the other feats that the monk can achieve.
Yeah, but it's just like, so 762 meters is what I can do without using key points in 2.5 minutes. That's 0.47 miles, so double it. It's almost a mile. That's 5 minutes of running. That's still, that's not even a good like speed in IRL human world. It's not a good speed. But here it's like ungodly paramount, like champion.
Paragon tier running.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are the rules for running in 5e? Is that different than just moving?
No, it's just moving.
Yeah, that was a rule I actually really liked from Pathfinder, that it was like if you go dead sprint and do nothing else, provoke all the attacks of opportunity, everything bad, but you were just running, then you could move like 5 times your move speed.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good representation of just reckless
It was a
sprinting.
sprint, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plus side, because of the rules of how full damage works and how it has a cap of like 20 d6,
I hate that rule.
Artemisia can. Well, I mean, it is technically makes sense because you would reach terminal velocity.
No. Yeah, I was about to say the cap at damage would be terminal velocity, at which point it should just be at this point you're just dead. Don't even roll the dice. Not like, oh, you only take
Artemisia
up to 120 damage.
Well, yeah, but Artemisia can easily survive a fall from space now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is, you shouldn't be able to fall from the atmosphere. Be like, you know what?
Because I mean,
no, we're just gonna.
At max damage, right? It's 120 max damage. I halve that. Just whoop.
Yeah.
Like as she hits the ground, she reduces it by 65. Just whoop, 55 damage easily. I can take that, no problem. Whatever.
The one time I played a barbarian, I got thrown off a cliff, and then I waited and just went into a rage on the turn before I hit the ground, and then took half damage on the bludgeoning.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like damage.
It's just like, well, they would be pretty pissed, but that still doesn't, even for legendary tier PCs or whatever. It's kind of silly.
All right. You fought basically like titans and almost gods, and you're complaining about being able to survive falling.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just funny.
I prefer to
Like-
think of it as you doing some kind of maneuver that we just don't speak of because we're playing a game.
Yeah. It's fantasy. Anyways, let's get back into this scene here, because atmosphere is sort of important for it. You're swimming into the perfectly cylindrical shaft, the impossible shaft, made out of no special material. It's not like someone chiseled into the stone. It's as if the sand and rock and plants had just all agreed to not grow in this exact circle.
Oh, I'm in. Yes.
Is it like the hole that was in the like Pandora box deep below? The prison? So that had like a circular hole in it.
No, that was more of something bashing through the material. it's different.
Okay.
This seems artificial, not in the true sense of the word, but rather that it's definitely not natural. The glyphs on the sides have been dispelled. The only remains are like the faint outlines of the actual writing that was used in the spells. And below you, darkness. As well as a few shapes swimming through that darkness who see their next meal. As a bunch of sharks that live here. That's about the extent of their existence. Give me some initiative.
Bad sharks.
Remember, we have special initiative button.
Oh,
Yeah. Alacrity.
Oh yeah. Special one.
shit.
Oh, I can't have
So much better.
initiative.
Oh, only DM can do
30.
it.
Yeah, same. Only DM.
Special initiative buttons, you say? The
It's
yellow
the
ones.
yellow ones.
The yellow one. Yeah. They all have a toggle switch on them, so the other one could just go.
Okay, who else? Ariat?
As one less than max.
I have it. I
Initiative.
just clicked the wrong
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
Because well, you know what?
I rolled
It's fine.
a
It's not much
19.
better.
That advantage.
And then an 8. That's madness.
And the frog has a broken
Yes.
macro.
It would go on my turn, so I'll go.
Yeah, just roll on.
I'll roll one for yeah. Same with Juniper. Nope, I can't. Only DM can add to initiative.
Oh, you and your constant change of macros. Where is your macro? You have so many.
I know. It's this multi-class
There it
spellcaster.
is.
It's
I found
in
it.
combat section.
There you go.
If a silver
you.
dragon breathed their ice attack underwater, would it freeze the water they breathed on?
Probably not. Maybe a little bit.
It's like, have you seen that when they super cool like a glass of water and it's just really cold but liquid? But then if you're a guy swimming in it, you get frozen. by it,
Oh, I see. Yeah,
like
yeah.
tapping it, right? Then suddenly pop, you're an ice cube. That's why you take damage.
Oh, it's like the bottles where they're like so cold, and
Super
then you
cold.
just slightly shake them, and then it's like swoop, frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not frozen unless there's a guy there, which case.
Oh, that's a trap, isn't it? Oh, underwater cave looks absolutely fine. You swim into it, frozen.
But you probably know when you get into the water that it's not fine.
Yeah.
Very cold.
Right. Artemisia. The sharks shoot out of the depths, but she reacts quicker.
I am Artemisia. I have a new fancy sword. I will slash and punch with.
Hit, and a miss.
That top one's actually a crit.
Nice.
Another 4.
Alright,
Dang.
Demos.
Yeah, probably makes sense to go for the same ones. You're just begin laying into it.
I feel like these are oddly tough sharks.
They're very strong sharks.
Well, 2 hits is enough to
Okay.
kill that shark.
You can. Let's see, so he's moving half speed. Well, actually, no, he has a special armor.
The special one. I've been playing so much Pathfinder Wrath of the
You could just
Righteous.
move there and do the last attack on the last shark,
Sorry.
and then the
ignore
bonus
that.
attack.
Yeah, you guys have been blowing up the Discord.
Man,
This one can take 27.
I had to question if I could full attack,
That is the one.
like mentally.
Wait,
from
shark's
that.
good too.
What was I saying?
Go here, just.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
That's a miss.
What do you do?
I just realized the way we did not have to do this.
Why?
I
What?
could have casted. I could have just cast invisibility on Juniper.
Or maybe they're true seeing hunter sharks.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they got the true size sharks. Yeah,
Yeah, true sight sharks. Yeah.
true size sharks. Yeah, it must be.
You could just
Right,
get them at Petco.
Frog army.
They can't
Yep.
see her if she's covered in frogs.
Frog.
Yes, invisibility reinvented.
If they are covered in
Fucking
frogs.
sharks.
That's right. Yeah, they're just gonna blockade. Their job is protect Juniper. So we're just this shark's just gonna get mobbed by
You know,
frogs.
in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang surrounds himself in like the air bubble, nothing can touch him. Juniper's
Yeah.
got the same, but it's a frog bubble.
Yeah, this one only moved like 5 feet, so it's instead gonna go over here. So this one could go to, there we go.
Right.
And then 8. Hang on, swallow. What is it? I think it has to have someone. Because it's not that it is grappling. Okay, so I think I have to do the bite attack first. So 8 bite attacks coming. Wait, what is standing lead? Oh yeah, it's just the playing a job, of course. 1,
Miss.
2,
Hit. Just keep rolling.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, that's a hit for 4, a hit for 2, that's 6, 9, 12, 16, 23 damage. Okay.
Damn,
And
hello.
how many of those
frogs.
attacks were hits? Because all of he'll be grappled by like 5 frogs.
Let's he is grappled. I don't want to go into the details here. All right, this shark, big dragon. Yeah, it's gonna try to bite the dragon. Sure. Ooh, 25.
That's it.
Remember your 10 HP.
piercing damage.
Mhm.
One day I will roll velociraptors, and that will be a good day.
This shark will try to bite a frog and miss. Harriet.
All right, I'll Eldritch Blast the Hunter Shark 1, I suppose. I mean, these frogs seem to have it under control.
Hit and hit and hit. And that shark is blown up. Frog.
They just went, so that could just
Oh,
go
right.
up.
It shouldn't be here. Artemisia.
Oh god. For the first time ever, I have a movement speed problem.
What?
Oh, I can only go half speed, can't I? So I can half speed move 25, and then double move here. Madness. That's me. That's it.
Demos. That is a dead shark. Right. This very exciting combat is over.
0 dead frogs. All right, Juniper, scouting time.
Let's continue.
Or Octoper.
We should have just been summoning frogs, man. Y'all
Yeah.
playing this game wrong.
Cantamin arrives and there's just
Yeah.
A sea
know,
of frogs.
In Don't Starve, there's like a wild event of it like raining those aggressive frogs. That's what we should have done.
Sheeps play D&D. We're playing Warhammer.
So I was looking through the CR quarter creatures, and velociraptors have pack tactics, and there's
Oh, yeah.
so if you summon
Oh,
8 of them, then they'll all be rolling with advantage.
We play 4 characters.
And
with
they have
all
and they have multi attack. I'm like, what the fuck?
Can we
yeah,
make
all
a-
druids.
all
we
summon
need-
creatures, then someone with high charisma holds a speech for them, and we cook them a nice meal, and then we set them into battle.
And they all go on my initiative with the gift of alacrity.
Oh my god.
Or we all play druids who can shapeshift and keep
And
concentration.
conjure.
And then-
Conjure out of just have a druidic army. Yeah.
No. No.
All right. I assume you just continue diving after that slight interruption here.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but Juniper first though, like ahead of everyone.
All right.
Octoper. Octoper.
Octoper, yes.
Octoper.
She's
The-
not currently an owl.
The shaft continues far down and down. Just let me know if at any point you want to turn around, because
I'm gonna
you,
say keep track on the time, y'all.
Yeah,
know,
I mean, once it hits 2.5 minutes, I'm bailing.
who is the slowest in this group?
It's probably me, but I can hold my breath underwater for an hour.
Oh, Jesus. So
It's siren. It's
then
siren
it's
bullshit.
then it's Demos. I think would be the limiting factor. Because
Demus is fine. He's
he's
got a
armor.
swimming armor.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's just to track your movement as a group.
Yeah.
I assume that Artemisia isn't just rushing ahead,
yeah, exactly. So what I mean
or is
is,
she?
I don't have
oh
a swim
God, let me
speed.
speak. What I mean is that, oh, so if Arya doesn't have a swim speed, she's going 15
Yeah.
feet, like 30 feet if she double moves a turn. So she would be the limiting factor in speed.
I think the more pressing thing is that Artemisia is the only one who still needs to breathe. Everyone else has something that like we don't care about breathing, right?
Yeah, in 2.5 minutes, Artemisia will have to double back, but she can move or more than 3 times, or more than double the speed of Ariad. 3 times the speed of Ariad, even. So she could catch up again after getting a breath of
Juniper,
fresh air.
yes.
Oh no. All right, I understand. Basically,
we need to get her a mech.
you swim down and down and down into the depths to the point where there's just darkness around you. Even if you don't have dark vision currently, that's sort of fine because there's only 2 ways really, up or down. After a good minute or so of diving, the water doesn't really change. It's just the fact that you are as deep as you are. Basically, as soon as you're lower than 500 feet, for every minute you are underwater at this depth, you take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Just take it.
Unless you have a swim speed, in which case you take nothing.
Oh man.
Oh, well, good luck, Demos. I mean,
He does have. Yeah,
how deep? Did you say?
Deeper
After
than 500 feet, you take 7 bludgeoning damage a minute.
a minute? Oh, I
A
could
minute.
take that. That's whatever.
Yeah, we got-
7? Pfft. Whatever, I can take that.
I wish I could give Bardic Inspiration through Juniper.
You dive down more and more. At the 2-minute mark, basically, you can take your 7 damage if you need to. And it is at this point that you can maybe faintly make out the bottom. There does seem to be a faint light coming from a section of the cylinder that depth. It's gonna be another minute of diving, but there does seem to be something.
Okay, another minute. If there's light,
Artemisia
probably,
swimming
yeah.
back and forth and still coming before.
I mean, strictly speaking, she could get to 2. If we were just diving, and we got to the 2.5 minutes going at Ariadne's speed, Artemisia could go up, come back down, and catch up. Like, twice, I think. Maybe. So,
We do fishing. We don't hunt the fish in the water. We fish from land into the water. Okay, like, not.
But I think, what happens if you actually run out of the air? Do you start taking con?
If you run out, you've got a number of rounds equal to 1 plus your con mod, during which you're suffocating, and after that you drop to 0 hit points and are dying.
Number of rounds.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, another minute. That's half.
Yeah.
That's Yeah, so I would be half a minute in. That's 5 rounds. That's exactly how many rounds of air I would have, and I could just key point my way up to make it. So I could push that far.
All right, let's go.
I swear, if
Safely.
we have like a scroll of water breathing in the fucking stash
the
or
loot.
something, I am gonna be Joel.
Honestly, I think we do, but Manikai is the loot master.
Is the loot master?
So I don't know.
We don't generally have scrolls.
I think we have one.
A potion of water breathing? Oh no, no. You know what it was? It was our clamshells had
called?
water breathing and bless.
We have
But we only ever use them for the
climbing
bless
potions
effect.
if you want.
Yeah, no, the clamshells gave you bless and water breathing.
Clairvoyance potions. Got
They would have
those.
been very useful right now, but
It would have been.
they were
very
also
useful.
extremely useful when we did use them. So you know.
Bless is a powerful tool.
I remember especially in the Hexia fight, I was worried that she might like grapple one of us and then just like drag someone under the water.
Before we get off on a tangent again, after the last minute of diving, you do reach the bottom of this cylinder that does appear to terminate in, well, normalcy almost again. The floor is a bit wavy, there's a bit of accumulation of sand and whatnot. And most importantly, there does seem to be a cave, or at least a tunnel, that separates itself from the cylinder. Again, a more natural looking formation. It does a bit of a bend, and looking around, it appears to open up into an area that does have air, or at least is not filled with water.
Okay.
Let's see what
Faint
happens.
light is coming from that tunnel, the source of which you can't really make out from here.
Oh,
Let's go there.
yeah.
Follow the light.
Frog.
Follow the light.
Frog army will be the vanguard for Juniper.
I actually realised that Artemisia will be definitely not low on air. Because if it's total of like 3 minutes to get down here, at Ariad's speed, Artemisia can go triple that. So she would only need 1 minute to get up to the surface. So she has a whole minute spare, effectively. There's a lot of math going on this session. Just saying.
It's D&D.
Normally I just click a button and it tells me how I murder something. It's all good.
The tunnel is covered in vegetation, some of which, well, all of which looks weird and definitely not something you've seen before. Plants that probably grow at great depths. Some of them bioluminescing in like a faint blue light. Seems to be the light you've seen. The tunnel itself looks unremarkable if it weren't for the fact that behind you the water ends up in this cylindrical shaft, and you don't really feel down here as if you were 1,000 feet below the surface, although you're quite sure that you are. There's a bit of a drip of water that you can hear, sort of dripping slightly into the various puddles on the floor. It smells of stale water mostly, and other smells, probably from the flowers that you can't really identify or categorize even. But other than that, you don't hear anything.
One good light.
You can basically assume that all this area is low light. It's dim.
Pretty in here. You must did think this squid thing was bigger than the width of this tunnel. But, maybe it doesn't have bones or something.
This kind of tracks with the width of the river in Mitroso, and it was able to navigate that.
Take that river out. This is short.
Give me perception checks while you're here.
Sure.
And no, the frogs do not get individual perception checks.
I was not about to ask that. I was going to ask, can I make perception checks as Darius since I'm looking through Juniper's eyes?
No, I think you would use Juniper here.
Okay.
Although, that makes sense. Use Darius, sure.
Yeah, I mean, Darius or Juniper also has.
Yeah, I think birds have great perception checks.
You're not familiar to share your skills.
Yeah.
That worked.
I don't remember.
Aha.
I'm specifically looking through her eyes right now, so I'm just gonna.
Feels weird not having Darius.
Yeah.
Both Ariad and, well, Juniper, I suppose. As you go slightly deeper into the tunnel, hear faint snoring.
Sorry, sheep. I just had an idea. Brain blast idea.
Okay.
By my calculations, Artemisia can make this 3-minute trip in just under a minute. Darius's breathing is a minute. Like, he can hold his breath for a minute. Can Artemisia drag him through the water?
No, I'm quite fine where I am, thank you.
Yeah, but if we're gonna fight the Kraken, I want the full team, man. I want the full
I
team.
can cast touch spells through Juniper. We're good.
It's not
No,
the same.
look, if we're fighting and we need Darius here and there's air here, I can teleport up there and grab him. Or something.
I don't think I can cast spells because would have I need a verbal component.
Yeah. No,
I
we
can't
can
do a
this.
verbal.
No, we could.
I can't do a verbal component underwater. This
We're
is
in air.
fine.
We're in air.
You know what? When Artemisia comes up, I give her bardic inspiration. There you go.
No, we're in air though. We're in air.
Oh, in here?
Yeah, this is air.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, this is an air pocket.
You would have just like wrestled me through.
Can I just like
I don't
literally
think you can make it in 1
drag him?
minute when you have
You
someone with
you can't drag him going full speed. It would slow you down.
By how much? Because I could use key
Let's say
points.
half.
Half.
What if you tie
I
stone
would
to
drown
his
before you
legs?
hit the ground. It would have to be a dimension door from Ariad, and I don't want to force it to blow a 4th level spell slot before we
You
even
just
start.
live down here forever now, because you can't
Yeah.
get back up.
Exactly. No, I hear you. I want to be there too, but sometimes it's just not going to happen, and that's okay.
We need someone to tell a story. You know?
What was it we
Right.
heard?
Snoring.
Faint sound of snoring.
Alright. Yeah, Ariad will warn the others in a low tone.
I'm already managing 9 tokens and a spellcaster, so it's all good. Frogs will defeat the Kraken.
Oh, well, let's push on.
But I can't see
So-
much further. So
Snoring, does it sound like
Yeah,
Like,
at this point,
hey, it's a
Demos
pug.
and Zaxia both hear it quite clearly coming around the corner.
my eye spy something ahead of.
You spy 2 things: a token that I haven't revealed yet, and what appears to be a large metal door.
With that loot pile.
Gold.
There's also a lot of gold. That is true. What you spot appears to be a large great axe wielding demon that is currently collapsed in a corner, just snoring happily. Really.
Why the fuck is there a demon here?
From this area remnant, probably. Nope, because we execute it. Or
Kugra?
we go take a look at this money pile. Looks like there's more than we could carry.
I can't
Bungo.
see anything.
Let's coup de grace the demon first.
I don't know. Maybe he's friendly.
Give me a. Are you trying to be quiet at this point?
Yeah, of course. You know, is movie stealthing.
Then give me a stealth check.
Of course.
I mean,
at
Saxi is
disadvantage.
probably good at it. She's like super stealthy, and then
Right.
Dima's.
The worst
That's
of these
true.
two. So a 7.
Yeah, that is not enough. You hear shuffling as the demon wakes up. He doesn't immediately like rush to attack you, but he does almost look at like Demos and Zaxia. Artemisius around the corner. Bit of panic, perhaps, as he speaks and comments and says, "How did you get past the wards? I was You should not be here. Leave before it knows.
So, I am King Demos of Mitros, legendary hero of prophecy, vanquisher of titans. This is Artemisia, an area of similar affiliation. We also bring a cohort of the Frogs of Darius. We have come here seeking information about a creature known as the Kraken, as it has recently ruined my bookshelf.
I
You seem to
don't.
be a denizen of this foul lair, so perhaps you might tell us more about it.
I don't care who you are, but you should not be here. You're an intruder. I'm supposed to take care of intruders.
You don't want to do that. We don't have. We from that. No. Oh
Whatever
no, we
you
have
can
all
do to
the.
me does whatever you think you can do to me pales in comparison what my punishment will be if I do not do my job. You leave now and keep your hide intact, maybe even escape before it returns. Or we fight and I at least waste your time to the point where it will crush you.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Because
Nefarious dead. Didn't you hear? There's peace in the realm.
I don't care about the Titans. I was summoned for this purpose.
By the Kraken?
Can
This is your last chance. Leave before you make all of our lives miserable. Or lack
Can I
thereof.
go in there? Let's say and point this way.
You see the riches, but you can't take any.
I can go in there and look.
No, you should not. You should leave.
they're very
So
passive
mean,
looking car.
I suppose if this is to come to battle, and you're going to strike me or my allies, then I'll be forced to retaliate. You understand that?
Whatever you threaten me with is nothing. What you know? What he initiates combat.
Alright. I don't
You
think
know, I was
any of us are surprised.
trying to be reasonable here.
No.
But,
Honestly, like I was close to just hitting him, frankly.
I mean, he's a mean demon, but he's just doing his job. You know, it's not personal.
Yeah, you know, working 9 to 5. Like,
He gets to act first. He. Let's see. Let me actually open up his thing because demons do a lot of weird things sometimes.
Is he a
Oh,
fiend? Is it a fiend?
Yes, it is a fiend.
also, what loot pile? Yeah, I can't see what you're talking
Did you
about.
not see a giant ass
Follow the
loot?
path
Over,
there.
over here.
I
Massive
just see
piles of
something red. Something
Gold.
big. Like, I
Oh,
see the
is it a
X.
red
No.
X? Red X?
Well,
Oh,
I
the
don't
X.
know if it's an X, but
It's
it
a
is.
massive pile of gold.
It's a
That's
huge-
what
Oh,
it
you can't see the entire map.
Nope, I see big part of an X. And then
Try,
something.
no,
try
it's-
reconnecting.
Wait, do you see the curve of the cave? Like, do you see the cave?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't see the
Yeah.
map. Try reconnecting. The demon will cast a spell, and suddenly in its place are 4 demons.
Oh,
it's some more. Stab
it's
them.
mirror
It's
image.
There it
exactly the
is.
same. Do I need to get out
mirror
of the
image.
Yeah, close map tools and try to reconnect.
All right. Juniper is gonna hop on one of these frogs, and then we're gonna
Whoa.
go for a ride. It's got a 30-foot speed, does it? So this one, we're literally just gonna move 60, get away. Juniper is basically needs to be mounted because right now only has a 5-foot land speed and no oh shit, sorry, that was an and no fly speed. The rest of the frogs will get up in this guy's grill. Oh god, my mouse is terrible. Map tools on a trackpad is not fun. Frogs. Attack. So 7 bites coming its way. Hopefully we can burn through some of these images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3 hits. Give me a d20.
Do that. 15.
Okay, that hits an image. Give me another d20.
17.
Also, it's an image. Give me another d20.
4.
That hits him.
Amazing. Burn through 2 images and do some damage.
3 damage. Down 1 image. Right. Arif.
He's reconnecting probably.
No,
Oh,
sorry.
right,
that,
sorry, yeah.
that did not do anything for me. I am still
No.
seeing an X and black stuff.
Can you still see the tokens?
I see 1 demon and a lot of frogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good
Good.
enough, really.
Yeah.
This is the
that's
same
good.
thing that happened with me with Sidon's Tower.
Yeah, I've had it a couple times. All right, I'll hex him. And then I will, no. I'll Eldritch Blast him.
Hit, and hit. Actually, the last one misses. Give me a d20. Okay, that first attack hits an image. The second one, however, hits. There are no images left. Artemisia.
Unfortunate for him that there are no images left. I'm gonna need to go through the frogs, I'm afraid. I know they're difficult
He's also
terrain, but
grappled. I
Oh,
don't know if that
Just
makes
run
a
on the
difference.
wall.
he's grappled. Oh, that's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Was that advantage on everything?
If you are grappled, I don't think
Oh yeah,
so.
I guess he is grappled.
Frogs are crazy. This is
Uh,
working out way better than I
grappled
thought it would.
is incapacitated.
No, grappled.
No.
Just
No.
speed becomes
Oh, no,
0.
it ends if it's incapacitated.
It basically just says 0
It's
speed.
just 0 speed. Oh, okay. Whatever.
But also, I can use the swallow attack now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to attack.
Is it if he is grappled?
Hit,
Grappled
and
by me?
hit.
I think that top one might be. No, that's a 19. Okay, so 24, 46, 54.
54. Yeah, he is a fiend. The gleaming sword cuts deep. Demos.
Just full attack, really.
Hit, and hit, and hit. He does not get to do anything in this combat, apparently. 43, 57.
Goodbye.
Step. Following up.
However, the commotion does cause the puddles on the floor to coalesce. There are more defensive measures here. Elemental will charge forward and try to not overwhelm, but whelm. I think. Yes. It engulfs area and whelms.
Reasonable
me
whelm.
A strength saving throw. Are you still reconnecting?
No, but there's something covering my token.
That is true.
I can't. Can't. There you go. Wow.
That is a failure. You are grappled
One?
and take 14 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, my strength is wrong, but that's still will not do it. Okay.
Does your I don't know where this comes from, but does your sorcerer class allow you to use strength saves with like with charisma or something?
I think it's only attacks.
No, it's attacks. My strength is 1 higher, but I don't assume that will do much difference for me.
No.
So 14 damage.
You take 14 damage and are grappled.
Okay.
You're basically also being covered in water. You have to hold your breath, but that's not a problem for Ariel.
Yeah,
That's...
I was gonna say. Well, good. Got like 55 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't think this combat's gonna last that long. It is gonna shuffle forward. Unfortunately, it's on land, which means it's not that good. There it is. Frogs.
Okay, yes, frogs. So this one over here on the left is gonna go into the room because all we're trying to do is let me see as many things as I possibly can for later. So I'd like to go in here and reveal vision if I may. And the rest of them.
It's a very
Cool.
large pile of gold.
Well, probably, yeah. I just want to make sure this tunnel in the south didn't like go anywhere, but that's good to know. Yeah, we'll start making our way back. It was 10 feet I moved, so 50. The rest of the Frog Nation will go and try to help out Ariad. Frog. Crawl around.
I can tell you that these water elementals are immune to the frogs because they don't have magic attacks.
Okay, well, they wouldn't know that, so they would try at least this turn. So they'll go here, attack and fail, and then that's me.
To be
Ariel.
fair, so far they have had great success.
Exactly. They just killed a demon and a shark.
All right. Well, I'm grappled. What does that mean for me?
You're restrained and can't move. You can try to escape with an escape DC of 14, so either athletics or acrobatics, I believe. An ally within 5 feet could also try to pull you out with a strength check, but that has to happen in their turn. And the frogs wouldn't be smart enough to try that.
I could also Misty Step out of here.
You could, yes.
Which I think I'll do. I have a hard time assessing how serious this combat is, but I feel like I'll do that. Go over here. Hey.
Hello.
And, that is a bonus action, so then I'll fire some Eldritch Blast at it.
Those are all hits. Smashing into the water. Certainly susceptible to that. Artemisia.
Yeah. Oh, come here. I want to get the other. I need to get to the other side of it, so I'll be doing my sweet jumps. Where is it? There it is.
Open strike.
Then attack it. Shwoop, 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 shwoop.
Hit and hit. It is, however, not a fiend, as it turns out.
No. 22.
Demos.
And attack.
Hit. For 27, 30, 44, 56. It is destroyed. It splashes into a puddle of water. This elemental is going to try to whelm Artemisia.
Save the frogs.
Whelm. Give me a strength saving throw.
There it is.
Goddamn strength saving throws.
Oh.
That is a fail. You take 9 bludgeoning damage and are restrained.
Okay.
Frogs. I mean,
Yeah. They
can't
can't
really
do anything.
Yeah.
Will move my hex as a bonus action. And then, do the thing.
Hit and hit for a lot of damage. 35, 40, 51. Artemisia. You are whelmed, which means you take another. Just gonna press the button again. Another 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Sure. Artemisia gives less than normal fucks. We'll attack it. I'm rolling.
Hit, and miss. 21.
Yeah.
Dinos.
I should just repeat. Hop. And then gotta kill it.
Hit. It
Christ.
is dead. I mean, these things aren't a
Got
huge
him.
challenge. Combat is over. The tunnel is once again quiet as the water is dissipated.
Oh. Just the guard, like, did he leave anything behind?
No, he evaporated.
No key or anything.
Well,
So he was guarding a door.
Yes, there's a large iron door here.
if
Does it look like the one at Sidon's Tower?
No, it looks very different.
Harry, if you go onto the stream, you'll be able to see it. A bit delayed, but at least you'll be able to know what's going on a bit better.
The iron door is a curious construction. It is slightly curved to fit into the curved wall. But it does not remind you of any construction you've seen before. It's one solid piece of iron that seems to have formed into the exact shape needed to fit in here. It does appear to have some sort of handle structure, but it does not appear to have a keyhole or any locking mechanism.
Juniper turns to the strongest member of our party, who then walks down a hallway. Oh,
Can't
Yeah,
help but notice that there's bones in the gold pile.
It's what? Gems?
yeah.
Loads
gems.
of bones.
Bones.
Oh yes, so there is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the pile is not exclusively gold and gems and chests. There are certainly locations where you can clearly see remains from various creatures, humanoid and otherwise. A lot of, well, a variety of things really. There are potion bottles and like scroll cases, a few pieces of books as well, some of which do look like, you know, they were written from what am I saying? That they might have been from the Library of Metros, for example. The
What?
books, however, are not intact. In fact, they seem to be entirely ripped apart.
Damn it.
It's okay.
Demos, you could give me an investigation check
Sure.
if you're looking around.
That's sweet investigation. 19. Wow.
All right,
Just skill rolls.
that's a pretty good roll. The books, while they are ripped apart, the actual pages do not seem damaged. It's almost as if in the attempt of actually reading them, the reader took them apart one page at a time.
Can I collect them?
A bit soggy and all over the place. It would take a lot of time to collect and order them. Like even just collecting them would take a lot of time.
Well, but there's so much money here. It's a shame not to go home with something.
Take
Yeah.
it all.
I feel like this is a prime place for these chests to be mimics.
So potions, you said, just bottles laying around. Like,
There's quite a few.
What if every gold coin is a tiny mimic?
we'll find out. Just pokes the treasure with his spear.
Poke the treasure. All right.
Should have moved around a little bit in the gold, you know.
Give me a con saving throw.
Fun.
You succeed. You take as a glyph hidden under the gold explodes. You take half of this.
Okay.
Whoa.
some of the like pieces of the pile get thrown about by the explosion of like necrotic energies trying to keep Demos away here.
All right. Does it seem to be a single thing?
It's a single poke.
Hovers behind the shield a bit. Looks out again. All right. Does anyone know if that's going to happen again?
I don't know.
I mean, I read. I don't know if the words whatever scripture is covered by gold. Like I don't know how. I guess you could try and Arcana like feel it out.
Arcana would work to confirm the existence of more magic, although there are definitely magical items in this pile too, so it might be difficult. The other way would be the old-fashioned way of looking around with an investigation check.
Juniper will use tentacles to like fashion together some reins on this frog and go over to it, and then Darius will cast protection from evil and good on Demos through Juniper.
Will pick up Juniper, put her on his shoulder, and then he will pick up the frog and put the frog on the gold. Taking a step back, you know.
All right, the frog sits on a pile of gold. It is very confused.
Okay, it's a very good frog. Now, could you just move a bit further in? You know, have fun with it.
Frog will go open this chest.
All right, the frog gets about. Let me move it. About here before it explodes.
Dead.
In fact, I'm still gonna need a con save from Demos because it explodes in a reasonably large area.
Jesus.
That is a success.
That's funny.
You take half of this, 25.
10d10 is a lot.
Wait, what does protection from evil and good do?
It's
Disadvantage on attacks, I think.
yeah, it's the only thing I could really offer. But
Rounds.
yeah, let me find it.
So it seems like this pile is ready to explode a couple of times.
Well,
Yeah. I was thinking if it had some sort of like mental domination thing because it is a kraken or whatever.
It's
you know,
disadvantage.
some sort of buff.
It's disadvantage
Actually,
on attack rolls.
I think I have cure wounds. Actually, I could heal Demos at least.
Sure. Could you do something to you know, so we can at least get something
anyone
from it?
has anything but because I have +0 to both Arcana and Investigation, so I don't mind rolling d20s. But if someone's like,
I'll keep going in there. I mean, I can do this all day. Any juicy looking magic items in there should tempt me. Right?
I mean, does Demos spend a good 10 minutes like digging around at least the part of the pile he believes is safe? This is this thing where you're investing time in a potential payoff. You can look around in this treasure pile to pick up things and find the things you want to carry up, but it takes 10 minutes per load of treasure, basically.
10 minutes per poke.
That's what Demon's going to do for a bit. If you guys want to investigate the door a bit more while he's doing that, then feel free.
Juniper will help you because I want the pages.
Searching and Demos can carry a lot of stuff between them. So
sure.
And if he broke my bookshelves and I can't get the books, I at least want to get paid for them. Right? That seems fair.
I'll give you 2 more suicide frogs and then keep the rest for if you want to chuck them along.
I guess that expands that area of searching.
Yeah, if you just like back up and then throw them wherever you want.
D&D, the only game where you get suicide frogs.
This time we're gonna go all the way back and then sort of
Frogs.
see if anything happens.
I feel like you should
Discus-
tunnel your way to
Discus
one.
throw some frogs, bounce it off a wall.
And they're real frogs anyway.
You know, this is the point where I have to mention that these frogs are summoned creatures that do have opinions. They are smarter than the average frog. If you use them as minesweepers, future summonings of conjure animals might not go well.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
They did what they could, but I'll still search for it.
All right, you can definitely do it at least once without traveling too far into the pile here. While Demos is doing that, what are the others doing?
What's this door about? What do we need to do?
Yeah, I guess if he's taking 10 on looking at stuff, we'll take 10 on looking at the door, because I'm gonna need all bonuses I can get.
I mean, take 10 just means you get a 10 on your die. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, it's just a flat. You roll a 10, basically.
Oh.
I think you can take 20, can you? Or
You
if
can
just spend,
take
like, an hour?
20,
But that's
you
an
can take
hour.
20, but it basically means you roll every possible result, which includes failing.
Yeah.
So if there's a
I-
consequence to failing, you can't take 20, or
No.
well, you at least accept the consequence.
Yeah.
You just also trigger if there's like an invisible glyph or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it rolls a 1 as well as a 20. So if
I'm gonna
there's
do
some
a
failure
4.
result, then you get fucked.
I'll roll an Arcana check and see if I can get out the door.
You must heal 52 hit points.
52. My God, man.
17 Arcana. You don't detect any defenses on the door itself, but what you distinctly feel
Shit. Sorry.
with your detect magic is the absence of magic. In fact, there's something that is actively suppressing magic behind that door.
Oh, that. Okay, this is going to be a question. What was stopping the dragons from coming down?
Exhaustion.
They're exhausted. Yeah, that's right.
That was only speed and ability checks, and they do have very high con scores. I think they could make it if it's just a clear.
Yeah, I mean the bronze has +4. Like the bronze that we're using as a base has +4 con. They could make it down, I reckon. But it's just because if, like, would Aravandar have like the skills of a silver? Because silvers have Arcana.
Yeah, he's quite learned.
Yeah, like I mean he's studious. That's like his whole thing.
Yeah.
So could Aravandar have just started coming down once it's cleared? Then arrive after a couple of minutes, I guess, because he can stay underwater for 5 minutes without an issue, or hold his breath for 5
could do the
minutes.
same.
So if we do that, Aravandar can start doing some heavy lifting on the Arcana front. If you're okay with that, shoot.
Sure, you can send him down.
Arthax will come too.
And then he has a +6. Apparently. Only 11, okay. But he's much stronger than the rest of us around here. So well, not as stronger than Demos, but lifting something that is innately, or opening something that's innately anti-magic could definitely be a dragon thing.
Mm-hmm. We got
Yeah.
3 or 4 Argons coming.
Oh.
Eris is just chilling by
Wait,
himself. Over
The
there.
anti-magic was behind the door, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to do that.
Okay,
Yeah, I
both
don't think Argon
Garfaxel
would
and Argon
stay
are coming
alone
down.
up there.
Argon
Yeah.
would refuse to come down here.
Oh, okay. I
He
just figured she would not want to be up there alone.
no, she wants nothing to do with this.
That's fair.
Her entire
I
thing
think
is
it's-
traveling with you to learn things, but this is not something she wants to learn about.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, opening this door. What do we? How can we go about it? What does it look like we can do?
It does appear to have a handle. Try pulling.
Okay. Can we specifically look to see if there is some form of trap around pulling the door open?
That would be an investigation check.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check what we got going on. Just be base, but you know, there's a couple of us looking now. So, Artemisia, Aravanda.
You do not spot any protections.
Okay.
I think all off. Aravandar, is his investigation pretty decent?
Nah, I just rolled it.
Okay.
It's flat. He doesn't get any bonuses. Well, apparently not. He's got Stealth, Arcana, History, and Perception.
Okay. I can go over as Darius and look through Juniper. His investigation is not terrible. It's more than a D20 at least. And I can cast guidance. I'll have to like mime if I find something. Nope.
You don't see any protections.
All right. Dareth Axel, how are you? Slightly better.
You don't see any protections.
Frogs. Well, let's just go for it then. Clearly there are no protections.
There's clearly no protections. Aravanda, open the door, please.
Right. Aravanda touches the door. Give me a con saving throw. Basically everyone in 20 feet. Does that include frogs? No, they are just barely out.
Okay.
But it does include Juniper and Artemisia.
Oh no. Juniper's fucked. She's got like 3 hit points.
Alright. Aravanda, that's a shit roll, my friend. I have advantage on... Is it a spell?
It is a spell.
Oh, that was...
Against spells and abilities that inflict poison conditions. Oh, it's well.
And advantage against spells and other magical effects. I think
those are failures. You take 57 damage.
Bye, Juniper. I'll be back in an hour, guys.
Does it open?
The door does open. There's a glyph that flares up for just a moment. But the door does not appear to be locked in any way.
Sorry there, buddy. Were we going to see anything? It was a good investigation. We tried our best.
All right. Darius, keep that in mind. Time is relevant.
Yeah, I'll just play as Dareth Axel and Frogs. Tell me when an hour has passed.
All right. Let me describe what is behind that iron door because it is significant. Behind the iron door that opens with a bit of a creak, a bit of a squeak, is a massive circular room. Not just a circular room, but rather a spherical room. A massive metal dome. In its center, on a bit of a pedestal really, rests a reddish crystal orb that seems to glow ever so slightly from inner fire. The entire surrounding of this iron dome really seems to be engraved in, well, various depictions and glyphs that you can't make out. These ones not magical, but likely actual writing in some sort of ancient language. The bottom rim, basically what you would see at your eye level if you stood in the center of the dome, seems to depict a city skyline, basically, with large towers and spires and various buildings all around the rim of the dome, whereas the top depicts stars and depictions of seems to be creatures. It's a bit hard to identify, really, but you could give me history would be appropriate, religion, perception, to perhaps more interpret this monumental. What's the word? This monumental engraving. It's an iron dome bigger than most buildings, completely covered in depictions and writings and lines and symbols. There isn't any large surface that isn't covered with something.
Would you accept a history check?
Yes.
Okay, so history or
I was-
perception?
Natural 20
I was
for a total of
reconnecting.
38.
What are you saying? Harry?
I was reconnecting. What was the DC for the damage?
The DC is. What did you roll?
16.
No, that's not going to do it.
Okay. Scroll back. down here.
I believe it was 22.
All right, you did history. Let's do
Or
perception.
Got all the history.
Can Darius currently see what's
Oh,
in this
wow.
check there?
Yes, because if you look up in the chat, I cast clairvoyance because I know now.
yeah, that
I
works.
now know what that looks like. So, and it's find familiar is not concentration, so I can do it at the same time.
So
It's still a casting time of 10 minutes. That is relevant.
The clairvoyance.
Yeah, the
Okay, well
clairvoyance.
then I'll do a history check in 10 minutes.
You should have clairvoyance if you want.
Aravandar.
Yeah, clairvoyance would be first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aravandar would have rolled a 28 on his perception. I'll do history in case that's like a different thing entirely. So this is Artemisia. This is Aravandar.
Yeah, I also have no way of telling you guys what I get from that history check. So
Wait.
hopefully we'll come up and you can tell us that.
yeah,
How far was the trigger? Sorry?
20 feet. Oh, Ariad
Ariad
wasn't
wasn't
even
in
in it. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
All right.
All right.
28 perception, 22 history.
28 perception. From Aravanda. Aravanda looks around and, well, he sees a lot of things. What he most definitely spots is depictions that look awfully like you. Like it's borderline stick figures, but there does seem to be a bit of an engraving that depicts your battle with Cantimane. So if you like dragon stick figures flying about, well, they're not stick figures, but it's all not drawn, it's just engraved with like deep scratches into the iron.
Like quickly, like just marked into it, not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps not quickly, but crudely, definitely. Like
Yeah.
no actual pens or.
It's not like
or
they've
anything
chiseled
used.
it out into like a relief of a dragon or something. It's like scratches, right?
Not quite, yeah.
Mm.
18 and 22 history.
Yeah.
22 would get you something. Looking around, there seem to be a lot of engravings of various events, and most of them not recent. In fact, some of them incredibly ancient to the point where they're borderline irrelevant for, well, most things. There's definitely a little thing of the arrival of the Dragonlords, and then a lot of things that definitely did not happen on Philea. Aravanda remembers reading some of the books, like perhaps reports from outsiders arriving that does happen about relevant things that happened on their country. And while he can't remember any specifics, that some of these events do seem as if they happened outside of Philea, and either just outside or also outside and a long time ago. There also seem to be depictions of, well, the Titans, not just Sidon and Lutheria, but even their siblings, and of course depictions of Philea and, well, He did roll a 20. 28 is pretty good. It seems as if there's a structure to the whole image engraved in this iron dome. A sort of timeline, although it's sort of winding and wobbling around, sort of almost without any order to that. But it seems to depict a timeline that goes so far back that it's, well, it doesn't really involve people anymore at that point, but forces and gods.
Jeez. And this is all etched into iron.
Yes.
Wow. That's kind of cool. And that so that's this band bit sort of. Or...
It's basically around.
Oh, around. Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a lot.
So what? What? Like what is this whole structure? Is this like
the structure is just the bottom of this sphere basically. So if you almost stare like ledges, but it's mostly just a large ball basically.
Okay, then what the is this? What?
In the center, on a quite decorated pedestal, with actually a few draconic motifs apparent, rests a large reddish crystal orb, inside of which a small, like, fiery glow seems to preside that almost illuminates most of this chamber, really. Faint reddish light, like the flames from a campfire.
I want to poke it. Don't want to poke it. Is there room to fly in here?
Oh yes, it's as high as it is wide.
Oh jeez, okay.
It is massive.
We'll fly into there, not touch the floor, and see if we can't investigate a bit more.
You also most definitely notice that Daravaxel is hissing at this red orb in the center.
That's good.
Why would he be doing that? She.
Do you ask? It doesn't appear that she's communicating.
I think Demas is doing something else right now, just rules wise. But
I mean, yeah, let's ask, because it's out of her normal character, isn't it? So yeah, Artemisia will turn around just as Aravandar sort of like sets off the ground, and we'll ask. Say, Darafaxel, what's the matter? You're not being yourself.
Darius, roll me or Seraph, I guess. Roll me a will save for Darafaxel.
Will save, you say, or a wisdom saving?
Yeah.
Oh, also, the frogs disappear because casting clairvoyance is concentration. Would my sensor be up by this point that Daraxel has to make the save, or is this before I can see anything?
This is before.
Okay. 21.
That is a failure.
Whoa!
21 is a failure? What?
As Darafaxel hisses, I have to get closer. So move towards the orb.
Ah, fuck. We're gonna have to stop her. Well, she only said closer. She didn't say, like, touch it.
She's not rushing towards us. She does, in fact, look quite careful, hesitant.
Artemisia wants to look at it. Aravandar is a studious boy. I can only imagine that he's interested. What does a closer look provide us? Or just a significant distance in. It's like 50 feet closer.
It can be behind a door, so actually...
1 second. As you and Darafaxel go closer, you notice the orb reacting The fire inside getting slightly more intense and reshaping itself into a bit of
Oh
shape.
no! Oh shit! Oh.
What?
Oh,
What is
sorry.
this?
I think I've realized what this is.
Oh no.
Maybe. As the sort of embers floating inside, shaping themselves into a vertical iris, a slit-like, almost draconic-looking eye that is focusing upon Derifaxil, as well as looking sort of sideways at Aravander as well. Derifaxil freezes slightly, and then speaks, but not with her own voice, but someone else's. As she says, "What do we have here then? One of my own kin visiting my eye. How curiously pleasant. Unexpected. I would not have thought that one as small as her would be able to get past the defenses of this place, but as I've said, pleasant. Who are you then? Silver with a rider? How curious. Thoughts. I know you. Aravander, Artemisia, chosen heroes. You are the ones who fought Cantimane, I see. Dragonlords, what a strange concept that is. Despicable, in fact.
It's
Not my concern right now.
It's a name in progress. Who is talking?
My name is not for your lips, but if you wish to know it, it is Tierzoidet, the first of the red dragon kind. Ancient, older than the world.
As in born of...
Not quite myself, as it were, currently, but maybe that is about to change. You see, you could be of great service to me here. I could, of course, attempt to force you into doing this, but that would be difficult in these constraints. Besides, I think we could help each other. You need to bring my eye outside this chamber.
Artemisia will sort of like nudge for Aravandar to start backing up. I guess noticing Derifaxil moving slightly forward, and will say, I do not think we need to do anything.
You misunderstand. I am not commanding you to do it. If I were, you would know. I'm suggesting that as of right now, it is your only way to live. Do you think that it has not noticed your intrusion by now? Your companion trying to gather as much of its wealth as his pockets can fit, wasting precious seconds as the thing will rush through the ocean waters to this very place where gold is secondary. But this, my eye, is its greatest treasure. Do you think it will just let you be here for as long as you have without intervening?
Firstly, we don't even really know what it is. And how in your position would you be able to stop it if it is so powerful that we need to worry about it? The killers of Cantimane.
I couldn't stop it. I will not lie. However, I could help you leave. It would be... You see, I am generous. I want my eye returned to me, and it can reach me. I could simply put you somewhere safe.
So your offer is to simply we remove you from this chamber and you remove us from this place, put us somewhere you deem safe.
Exactly.
What is it?
It is a being that is beholden to another, ancient, as much as it pains to admit older than I. A creature of the primordial chaos. A conqueror. It wants destruction, nothing else. It wants the waters to envelop everything. It wants revenge on all that have stopped it in the past. Gods, even the greater gods are its targets. If you continue rummaging around in its possessions, you might become one too. You have no chance to face it. If it reaches here while you're still idling about, you will die. Even if you had all your mortal armies, your immortal companions, and perhaps even my... not... Oh, now I'm drawing a blank. Other of my kind, the inferior ones at least, you will not be able to face it. Even if you were to hurt it, which would already be difficult, you lack the tools to kill it truly. Which means any defeat would merely be a setback, while it will have a lot of motivation to make your demises long and painful.
And what is stopping us from just leaving of our own accord?
Might be too late already. You think you have minutes? Think again. Seraph, at this point, the clairvoyance would have finished.
Yeah. Definitely
And
panicked on the surface.
Demos, let me see what you find. It's a bit random.
I've been digging around this pile. What's the best you've got, beast?
Oh, this is... I could not have planned this. I assure you this is random. You managed to so far scrape together 28,000 gold pieces. As well as a bunch of valuable looking statuettes and whatnot made out of ivory and gold and all kinds of fancy things. Xerxia very much approves. In addition, you find 2 potions of supreme healing and a scroll of teleport.
No.
That's great. So Ariad could escape.
You have no way of... Oh, fuck!
So let's just for the amusing part, right? There's temptation demons to keep digging, but none of this is a permanent magic item. It's a bunch of money and then some scrolls and stuff. So let's just imagine, as this very thing is going on in here, he hasn't really been listening to what's going on over there. There's been the clanking of gold falling in, him moving it about. So we see Dimas walking with like his arms carrying like 2 statues of gold. Xerxia decked out as well. Just covered in bling. And then coming up to from behind, sort of looking and says, "Oh, this is a big room. Found anything else that's valuable?" She like puts a scroll into Ariad's hands. Says, "I found this. I don't really know what it is, but it seemed valuable."
Can Ariad even cast 7-level spells yet?
Yeah,
Nope.
it would need to be a skill check, yeah.
Which is an Arcana check, right?
Spellcasting ability check.
Okay.
Ability check using your spellcasting ability.
What's the DC? It's like 10 plus the spell level?
Yeah, 17.
That's not too hard, but if we fail, the scrolls... Oof. But then, I mean, we're in
Yeah.
the same conundrum anyway. The only
And if
problem
you keep
is Darius isn't here.
If you keep it, I could learn it. I could put it in my spell book.
You
Yeah.
can't cast it anyway.
No, it
You
can
can't
cast it.
cast it.
No, I can't.
Oh,
Sorry-
you can't.
sorry.
No, Ariad
I have 7. Yeah.
with a skill check, but she can.
Yeah.
But the point is, anyway, teleport needs creatures that are with you, right? Darius is not with us. So we would have to spend the minutes getting back to him.
I mean, I could try to ride Argon out of there and just meet up with you somewhere.
From the sounds of it, we won't even be able to get that if
Also,
this thing is to be
Darafaxel
trusted.
probably. Yeah.
The thing is, I want to say let's do an
Yeah.
insight roll, but
Yeah, you also have absolutely no way of knowing that I'm spying on this at the time because
Yeah,
clairvoyance is invisible.
What appears to be the problem? You'll seem very serious. It's all right. If you go back, we can find some more stuff. It's going to take a little while. There's a lot of random things.
Halldamir will turn around, I guess Aravander at the same time, and say, it seems as if this glowy crystal is actually the eye of the very first red dragon. And they are saying that the creature that inhabits this lair is horrifically more powerful than anything we've ever dealt with before, and is likely on its way to come and annihilate us.
How would it know? I mean, does it just hang out here all the time? I just thought this wasn't even its home.
I think if it's magic enough to put those wards down, it's magic enough to have some form of alarm.
We removed the alarms, right?
I'm sure it has its ways.
So you said you talked to the eyeball crystal?
It's speaking through Darafaxel, isn't that right? The dragon thing. What do I call you? I can't call you a weird long name.
Darafaxel, while not the largest of dragons, does have a pose that somehow still manages to loom. The lighting the orb emits in this chamber is not flickering, but like wavering, and definitely emitting an aura of authority. Although perhaps whatever other effects it might want to have at this very moment are suppressed by whatever magical effect is suppressing things in here. As Darafaxel with the ancient voice speaks. It is lucky for you that you're too irrelevant to earn my wrath. I suppose I should not have expected any more from the fool king of Mitros or his companions. If you would rather choose to die, then so be it. I will escape, sooner or later. What is another 1,000 years for a being as old as I am? It is, for you, however, a unique opportunity. Your enemy's enemy is your friend.
Are you saying this creature is your enemy?
It is not my friend, therefore it is. I too have wants that it would oppose. Besides, I have other things to offer, as the eyes of Darafaxel will lock with Ariad. I know a thing or two about, well, you personally, thanks to this one's memories, as well as your kind. You're looking for something. Some ancient city that you believe has been sunk by Sidon. But you see this thing, the Kraken, as you call it, it engineered its downfall. It did so without lifting any single one of its slimy tentacles. It spoke to Sidon in its own ways. It is a cunning creature. If it does not have to act directly, it does not. And usually, unfortunately, it is often successful. It is powerful, yes. Not as powerful as I, obviously, or as powerful as... Anyways, I know a thing or two. Anything written in this chamber is my knowledge. Well, at least everything except the recent parts, I suppose. I've seen the city. I know how it happened. I've heard the Kraken gloat. And I could help get you there.
I think Ariad would just look towards like the middle of the room. I have no reason to believe that you are telling the truth. Or as much as I want to find this location, I'm not willing to unleash whatever power you hold into the world.
I'm not surprised that you're not understanding the magnitude of my offers. For me to offer my gratitude to beings as irrelevant as any of you, that is... Perhaps you are worthy of my anger then, after all. I will be free sooner or later, somehow. I know your cities, I know your concerns. I know your friends, your relations. If they still live when I am unleashed, I'll make sure to pay those a visit specifically.
Okay. Out of character. I feel like it's just a good point to sort of pull away and discuss. I am seeing this as being a do or die situation.
Perhaps to really quickly add to that, it would be at roughly this moment that it's probably Argon, because Darius is observing down here, who sees a disturbance in the water rushing towards the bay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, a do or die moment.
I have no way of communicating that if I don't go warn them. So I think we need to go down, and if Argon refuses, I grab a heavy rock and sink.
I think I don't even know if we'll need that, because Artemisia is impulsive. She acts.
Okay.
Well,
do something now then.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get out of character, because we discussed this before.
I see.
I don't want to make a big decision without anybody's consent. Artemisia is a doer, and she will act. In this situation, she sees a do or die. She doesn't care about the rest so long as her family, in a sense, live. This creature has no reason to lie to them at the moment. Sure, it would get some freedom, but like it said, 1,000 years for however long it's lived is nothing. So, in character, she's heard enough. She's going to accept his offer. Out of character, I want to make sure that it's okay with the party before she does this. If the party is not okay with it, then obviously Artemisia will restrain herself. But out of character, I think it's the right choice as well.
Yeah, as a player, I think it's definitely the more interesting choice. And if it's a thing that Artemisia would do, then I support it. Although in character, obviously, it's a
It's not a heroic choice. It's not what a hero would do.
Yeah.
Making sort of a dark deal with the monster.
I'm coming down with the intent to try to free my dragon from its possession. That's what Darius is panicking over. So I would like to try that, but I also don't want to get in the way of characters doing what they would do.
I think Artemisia will, like, if we agree here, we'll probably say, like, we'll agree, but like, leave all of us, Darathaxel included, safely on like mainland.
I don't know that I agree necessarily. It's the kind of dark deal that's here, so Demos gets to feel like a hero by rejecting it.
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps now would be a good time for Demos to interject then, if Artemisia is having these thoughts.
But I don't want to take the opportunity away from Halldamir. I think this sort of angry red dragon appearing arc would be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. I just see it as being, if there's a cataclysmic, like, elder god destroying creature coming our way, out of character, this is a cool way of getting out of this.
Because I could have Demos like, Artemisia begins doing it and he steps forward, goes like, no, and then she does it before he can stop it, right?
Yeah, could do that. I'm fine with that.
That could be a thing.
They've not really had much conflict between the two of them.
Preserve his moral, preserve his morality.
Yeah.
I also probably would be misty stepping every round just to like get there as fast as possible.
Henry, what do you think? You want to free the?
As I wrote, I am very, very tired. I'm having a very hard time keeping up. Generally not a fan of like the corrupted deals. But like as you said, Redeemus, like Ariad would probably try, but I mean, if
Also, trying to
Artemisia,
escape the Kraken would be very fun.
I try. Yeah, I don't know. It depends if it's even.
I'm sorry, Ari, I cut you off. I didn't mean to. I think there was some
if
lag.
if Artemisia like would like dash, there's really no one who can stop her. I appreciate the pause in player. I don't know. I can see it being a cool arc. I just also will say that it's not a choice that at least my character would feel good about.
No, I don't think. Like, in character, it's not a decision Artemisia is taking lightly. It's literally, I think, in her mindset, it is just a case of we have nothing to suggest that the creature that is in here is not horrifically powerful. In fact, we've only got evidence to suggest that it is powerful, and it is able to wipe us off the face of the earth. This creature that we're talking to is offering a way out, and it's effectively said, you get me out, I'll get you out, and we'll part ways. It tried to sweeten the deal by saying, hey, I'll sprinkle in some information about the lost city. But that's it, really. It doesn't seem that dark of a deal to Artemisia. Not dark enough that she wouldn't see it as I can save my friends by taking this hard choice.
I think Demos believes it. I mean, this thing would say whatever it wants, right? To escape.
Yeah, for sure.
Which means it's probably just doing that thing with the fates,
Yeah.
where they just bullshitting a whole bunch. And then
Especially with it saying like, oh, what's another 1,000 years or what? It would have no reason to try to sweeten the deal if it actually believed that.
Beyond that, the Kraken might not want to fight us. I mean, like, if it really is that powerful, it's just gonna be like, oh, whatever. It's not the first time some people fought some sharks and then moved on. What will make it hunt us to the end of the earth is messing with its weird eyeball thing. I don't know. I don't think I want Demos to be teleported away by the eye. if you go for it, I think we will have Demos stay here and try to escape on his own.
In that case, then I won't.
It could be an accident. Could be the eye lied or something. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that at all. So I guess we just won't.
I mean, perhaps in Artemisia's thought, there might also be the thought this thing is saying it is the first red dragon.
Yeah.
Red dragons are not known for keeping up with deals.
No.
So here's a question I was refraining on asking because I didn't want to have metagame information for the others who are present in the scene there, but perhaps this will offer something. I did roll a natural 20 for a total of 38 on history when first talking about the clairvoyance and whatnot. So would there be any information gained from that perhaps if we learn may, at least as players, help us get on the same page?
The information gleaned with that would not necessarily help with this. Actually, 38. Well, first of all, what a check that high gets you is that the depictions around this dome are not just a timeline of history, but specifically a history that whatever author of this thing is seems to think affects it personally. It's a story of mishaps, of being wronged, of being defeated, of seeing things happen without being able to get involved. And at the same time, it's a bit of a hit list, really.
Oh.
It includes, titans that are already dead, gods, even some creatures, some gods that Darius is pretty sure don't actually exist anymore, as well as you.
Does it seem like this thing wrote it in its own cell, or is it written by the jailer?
I don't think that's a history check, but you're pretty sure that this orb does not have the abilities to do that.
Right.
It might, however, have been the source of some of the information, as if being interrogated.
Wait,
Gotcha.
I totally realised that we forgot a whole part of this campaign and its setting. Oaths are a thing. Palpable and strong enough that allegedly Elder Titans can't, allegedly has the potential binding strength to bind even the first of the Reds. Or have I been misunderstanding the oaths?
I think that's adequate. The stronger and more powerful the people involved in the oaths, the more ironclad they tend to be.
Yeah. So here's we've got the setting that provides this ability. That is, it could be a case of swear an oath that once, we release you, you get us to somewhere safe in, say, like the Palace of Mitros, and leave us the hell alone. Swear it, and it's set in the cosmos.
Honestly, the more we talk about this, I'm kind of leaning more with Manikai here. I don't really want to let this thing out. I think the more heroic thing to do would be to try to survive the Kraken.
Then let's not, and in this case, then Artemisia, instead of parlaying more with this creature, will just turn to leave.
Well, I think she can, perhaps for her character, she can try. I would like to try one thing. Maybe this provides another option. So Darius and Argon rush down here. I would like to try to cast a spell magic to remove the possession effect. If I may.
Okay, you can try. However, it's not. It's problematic. I will tell you, it's a weakened possession effect that will likely soon run its course, simply because this room does not contain magic. The eye currently is basically running on low batteries. It can't keep this up forever. Dispel magic wouldn't do anything because it's not really magic. Like, this is the inherent force of the first red dragon, forcing its will on. Well, they are related. Derfaxo is related to this thing, supposedly, anyways.
Okay.
It's more of a borderline divine influence, really.
Okay. Like I said, and the whole reason for this discussion is that Artemisia is a force that does things. So if the way that we want to do it is that we do not take the deal, then she is done talking. She's never been a talker. She's not charismatic in any way. She's going to. She wants to leave. She doesn't want to leave Darafaxel behind because that's who she is. So she is going to prompt Aravandar to effectively drag Darafaxel out of here and make our way back to the surface to escape. Or try use that teleportation scroll. I don't really mind, but leave is, in this case, if we are agreed that we're going to just escape, it will be Aravandar tries to drag Darafaxel out of here.
All right. I mean, as Artemisia turns around, you can basically hear Darafaxel say, "How dare you turn your back on me? I will remember you. I know everything there is to know about you. I know where you live. I will return. And then you will regret not accepting my generosity." Give me another will save on Darafaxel.
She rolls a natural 20 as Darius will intervene with his fate binding bullshit. You will
Okay.
let her go now. And try to.
Then she succeeds. It's a DC 22, as it turns out.
Yeah, so he'll break the possession. Everyone, we have to leave now. Darthaxel, come on.
Yes, she will very quickly leave.
All right.
Honestly, I think Arya will like look into the room and she'll go like, "Everyone knows where we live. That's the whole point." Yes, she is in the Tower of the Dragonlords. She is like, what are you talking about?
Suppose we'll see you in 1,000 years.
So do we try and outrun it, or do we try the teleportation?
We can't guarantee the teleportation anymore, so let's give it a go. I think it's time to leave.
Sure.
It's a spellcasting roll, right? It's DC 17.
Let's see what we're up against. If the tentacle comes and it's about to kill us all, then yeah, we can teleport out.
Sure.
Is it a standard action teleport?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just an action to cast teleport.
Yeah, it is. Sure is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, tell me how long your ascent takes.
I think that Artemisia won't
The
go
dragons
slow.
don't. Sorry.
I think Artemisia won't go slow for the purpose of getting eyes on what we're dealing with. So she will be able to get to the surface within 1 minute.
Okay. Who's the slowest among you?
Probably me, but I'll be just clinging on to the dragon.
Yeah, same. So that would be
Swim
20.
40. Oh, they do have swim speeds. Cool.
Yeah, that is enough. Since you dispelled the wards at the entrance, you had a total time allocation of 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is pretty much exactly what you're going to need here, as it's about 2.5 minutes down, 2.5 minutes,
Run.
3 minutes up again, 10 minutes rummaging around in the treasure and talking. Yeah, before the water below you basically explodes in activity, as it almost seems the ocean itself is angry for your intrusion. You don't see what's causing it, you don't see the tentacled creature that is undoubtedly behind it, but you do see its anger. And it basically is not a good day for anyone who lives near the shore on the island today. It does not have the control over the weather that Sidon might have. There's no storm that accompanies it, no thunderstorm, no wind, nor lightning. It is almost as if the ocean itself is forming an enormous hand that is just gripping the island out of frustration. But you can fly. And in flight, there is safety.
All right.
I think we're going to end the session here.
What
Demos.
the hell do we do now?
The pages. Really lift
Oh,
out
yeah.
my hand for those.
Yeah, of course.
We rest in the center of
Wet.
the island, and then
Wet pile of loose papers.
Mhm.
There you go.
And we have a
Don't
scroll of
like that when I
teleport, right?
found.
Yeah, scroll a teleport.
Yes, scroll teleport.
I would love to learn that because I have one
Yeah.
7th level spell at this level, so I
You
can.
go ahead. I
You take
don't.
it. It's fine. I'm not gonna. Well, what am I
I
gonna do with
think
it?
Yeah,
Did
how
Dima
much does
gave
it?
it to Ariad, and she just like stashed it on her. Like it's as soon as she saw Darius, it's just like the hand just automatically went out. Like here you go.
It just looked valuable.
He looks at it like, oh my god.
Just some sort of paper. I mean, it was loosely next to the others, so grabbed it.
So what we'll do is we'll like go to the center of the island, and then we'll like start drying out the papers, and then in that meantime, I'll learn the scroll of teleport. Preserve the stolen literature from Mitros.
All right.
2 hours
we-
and 50 gold per level. Okay.
What happened to the arcane cannons when we?
Oh
stopped
yeah,
them?
I probably just took them off and gave them to Mitros.
Yeah, put them on the battlements.
Yeah, give them to the
Like
city.
they should.
You know, facing the water, just in case.
Oh yeah, just saying. Like I feel like
Yeah,
we
they sure are
need to
now.
start to.
Yeah, now they're just aimed at the river.
All right, yeah, you can give that to some thought. I hope you had fun. It is definitely difficult to try to evoke like feelings of eldritch cunning and ancient things, but
I felt scared. Good job.
We didn't end up fighting it. That's an achievement.
Yeah,
you could
no
have.
kidding.
What we came for. But
It,
in the end, we decided maybe not.
interesting.
So I'm trying to now see like the next point in the story, I guess.
Mhm.
where
It
we
is worth
sort of
noting
go
we're still in the period where you
This
can
is
do
just the
whatever you
middle.
like,
Oh, okay.
but I'm
This is the
signifying that it is fine to do nothing. Because things will eventually pick up again. If you want to get a head start, sure. But the campaign can just meander if you like.
yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. It's just that like
But that's worrying.
we've
I
seen
think the next.
like what I'm saying is like we've seen the god-ending kraken terrify us. The first red dragon eye in its lair. Like I don't see anything for us to begin on that. But like to cry ourselves to sleep, I guess.
I say it might be a humbling
I was
moment
to say,
for the heroes.
I have the opposite feeling because you've just given the person who has the most like, listen, I got to attend to some shit on the side. Now has the ability to spy on that room and also teleport around the world.
Right. Unless it protects against scrying.
Well, I could scry on it just now, so
Yeah.
It surely will learn nothing from this intrusion, and all your previous
Yeah.
methods are going to work again.
Exactly.
But you can go to islands easily.
yeah,
Teleport
I can just
is,
go pick up that book right now.
if Demos could choose one that was one spell, it probably would teleport that you pick. It's like the most useful one to just be able to do.
Very high level spell.
Yeah, especially like for our
Once a
dragons
day,
and stuff.
you can just
We
do
just
it
got
any
rid
way
of
you
all
want.
that exhaustion and yeah, that's
And we can
extremely
make
helpful.
permanent circles, so we can get from the Mitros Palace to, like to anywhere really where we want the
Yeah,
permanent
that
teleportation.
was probably the most useful like random roll we could have gotten from that.
So we didn't leave with nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 20, what was it? Was it 28,000
Yeah, I added
gold?
it to the pile.
Oh, good. Well, we should buy some potions of water breathing.
28,000.
Yeah,
Nobody
no
can buy
kidding.
potions.
If we're
Magic
gonna fight
items.
No.
this thing, like,
Ridiculous.
let's.
Did we ever split the pot? Like,
No.
We talked about it, but no, because
like,
no one has needed any money really.
what does that like? What does that total us at now?
Like 20,000 per person. Or something.
Oh, Jesus, that's so much money.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay up through the night and take a level of exhaustion to just get this done ASAP. And then we can just teleport out in the morning.
Oh, you can just cast it.
It takes 50 gold and 2 hours per level to scribe a scroll into your spell book.
Right.
So it'll take me 14 hours. So I'd have to do it through
Okay.
the night. But
My question then, are you staying on the island?
I feel like
guess
staying
so.
on the island is a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's already proven it has the ability to come onto land.
that's true. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we fly
Island of the
away.
Exiles?
I think we need to fly away. I think our poor dragons are going to have to
Okay.
suffer it while
Yeah, they're gonna have
Darius
4 levels.
scribes.
They're gonna have 4 levels of exhaustion.
Oh.
Yeah, let's
Maybe we'll
fly.
take the exhaustion herself.
Let's
But-
fly to the Island of the Exiles, and then maybe we can hang out there for a day. And then once I'm done, I'll teleport back, and everyone can just chill and rest in Mitros.
Sure.
Well, you know, if we're still doing like weird time skippy stuff, certainly there's been you know, some research is going to be happening because
Yeah.
this might it took out a library. Surely it can't have like killed anyone who knew anything about this thing. Like this is
Well, we recovered some of the text, so going
Yeah.
through that and learning everything we can is.
I mean, whatever text it took is text it deliberately went for.
Exactly.
So those are probably the ones that have the valuable information. That said,
Yeah.
how Demon's going to address this is to ask some scholars to make this their top priority.
Yeah.
Research it, please. 'Cause what is he going
It's
to
true.
do?
He has resources available.
I'm king. I need my scholars to find information, and I think that's probably, allows me to not focus on that too much as a player. But
I
what am I going to do?
I love the vision of like, because Demas is probably not the king that's extremely popular with the scholars. Until now, he's just like giving grants, like you do this,